Welcome back, everybody. Thank you guys for joining me again. I appreciate you guys stopping back by the cafe. Hope you're all having a great day today, guys. This afternoon, I should say, we're having an open discussion, possibly an open panel, just to kind of say, hey, let's just talk, guys. Whatever we talk about, we talk about. I'm sure it will pertain to true crime, but that's what it's all about. So grab whatever you're drinking, find yourselves a seat, get comfortable, come on in, and let's do this thing. If you guys would like to, I would quite enjoy it. Share it out, hit the like button. Here we go. What's up, guys? Welcome back again. Great to see you guys. I hate this thing, it's driving me nuts. Here we go. That one, that one, that one. No, I don't like these. I don't know why. Come on in, everybody. Get comfortable, if you will. I'm just going to go with that. That looks better. Thank you guys for joining me again. It is great to be back with you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. It is a great day. I hope everybody's having a great day. I appreciate everybody that joined me this morning, me and Mama Bear, for the cold case copy of the cold case show. Arctic just had an amazing premiere as well for baby Lisa Irwin. Doodlebug put on an amazing show too, guys. It's been a busy day with some really, really good stuff being put out. Some of it's very sad, but I'm still very good stuff. So thank you guys for being here today. Like I said, I figured it'd be nice just to, because I don't get to do these afternoon shows anymore. I'm trying to bring them back best I can. Excuse me, guys. I keep coughing. I about choked to death about 10 minutes ago. So I appreciate all you guys supporting all these other channels and what they're trying to do, as well as myself, guys. You guys are amazing people. Doodlebug, Arctic, Mina Monsters, and everybody else that's out here doing these things to try to do the right thing in some senses. Thank you for supporting them, because as you can tell, based on Doodle Stream and everything else that we've done, these people need as much support as they can get. This is fact, in my opinion. Yeah. What are you talking about? You just lost me. Anyway, let's see who we got joining us real quick here. Sorry, guys. Tomboy back in the house. The Doodlebug, welcome back, duty. Good to see you. Mind the Monsters in the house. Steven with SW Collectibles and Music Live Streaming. Good to have you back, Steven. Mittens for Kittens, great to see you. Welcome back, Stormy. Great to have you here as well. Tomboy Charm, great to have you back. Don't ask me why I was in a circle. I don't know what I'm doing over here yet. Bonnie Bailey, wonderful to see you, dear. Again, I hope you're feeling good. Kaylee Jones, welcome back. Good to see you. Raul Corvettes, it's been a while. Great to see you today. Thank you for joining us. Arctic Fox in the house. Another great show Arctic put on himself. Guys, it's just been a great day with great people doing great things. I'm grateful for these people that what they've done. And there'll be probably maybe another one tonight over at Mina Monsters, but there is supposed to be a birthday dinner, so maybe not. I don't know. But she will catch up. Lisa Joe, welcome back to you. Great to see you. I think I got everybody so far. Doc, welcome back. Good to see you. It's been a minute. Great to have you here. Leslie and Billy's in the house. Hello. Great to have you here. Excuse me. Come on in, everybody. Grab a seat, grab something to drink, if you will. And let's do this. That is wonderful to hear, Bonnie. Thank God. You are so welcome, dear. Always thinking about you. Always thinking about you. Hey, SR BBBB's in the house. Do you think, dear? Thank you for joining us. And of course, good golly, Miss Molly. There you are, dear. We're going to be talking about um Dane here a little bit too, because we need to bring as much awareness to him as we can. Of course, a little 2-year-old little boy that's missing out of Oregon. It's a very sad situation, and from my understanding, I even hate saying it. It looks like the tragedy pimps got their claws out, so we don't want that. Dane Paulsen, yes, that's who we're talking about. Stormy, thank you. Um, Peggy Braden Ball, welcome back. Yeah, definitely. I covered him this morning in the beginning of the morning show or the coffee and cold case show, but yeah, right, Ray, isn't that crazy? But I would like to keep him on the positive side of things if I can, if I have anything, if I can do my part with it 100%. And that's what I will do. Because we all know what happens. We all know what happens. So somebody mentioned it. Yeah, mom said something this morning or early this afternoon about it. And I went and looked, and I'll be damned. I'll be damned. They're going to turn it into something it shouldn't be, SRB. And that's not what I want to see. So I'm just going to keep doing it as positively as I can. And I'm not worrying about them. But as long as I know I'm doing it or anybody else that I follow is doing it, then yeah, we will be doing it in a positive way. That's all. My wife is insane. She is absolutely insane. She's insane, completely insane. I've come to that realization now. She did. She does that. She does that when she's trying to get at me. She does that. She's a trip. She's in a good mood. So she asked me, "What kind of cheese do you want?" Well, she's making a sandwich, and I said, "She asked me which kind." Welcome, Lucia. And I said, she asked me which kind I wanted, provolone or Colby, and she knows I don't eat anything but provolone. And um, so uh, I just looked at her. That's why she did that. All right, guys, come on in. Grab a seat, if you will. There's a few things going on out there we could talk about. See, there's more fires flowing, guys, and unbelievable. I cannot believe how many fires I've seen over the past couple of years. It's crazy. Crazy, you guys. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So there's a bunch of wild things going on. And I like talking to you guys, so that's why we're here. Molly likes cheese. Noel, welcome to you. Thank you for joining us. 37 peeps in the house with 24 likes. You guys are great. Thank you for joining us. You're fine, SRB. Provolone, Munster, or extra sharp. I like them all. I like all cheese, but I'm not a big fan of Colby. Don't ask me why. I don't. There's something about the taste of it. I don't, and the texture is a little strange to me too. But it's cheese, and I love cheese, so it is what it is. Come on down, guys. Blue cheese I can do in like the dressing. I won't eat it like just to eat it. That's gross. Sorry. I just won't. Let me see something here. Oops. Sorry, guys. So let me see. Hang on. What are you talking about, Molly? Nah, I don't think that was the deal. But you guys are okay. SRB's here. Nobody needs to go anywhere. I don't think that was the problem. Good God. Everybody relax, okay? We're all on the same team here. For those of you that aren't familiar with this yet, it's frustrating. This little guy is Dane Paulsen, guys. If you aren't familiar yet, his last seen Saturday in Stilets. Police are also looking for this '90s style type gold colored station wagon too. I'm gonna play this for you guys.
Morning, police on the Oregon coast are looking for a missing.
I'm gonna make sure you can hear it too. How about that? All right.
Missing 2-year-old boy. Dane Paulsen hasn't been seen since late yesterday afternoon at a home in Silets. Investigators say he was playing in the yard. Crews have been actively.
Okay, so Arctic says now they've cleared. See, that's why we need to do this, so we can have the information put out and get all the information we need to have out there, correct and informed, and not things that have changed and updated and stuff like that. So thank you, Arctic. They've cleared the station wagon, so that's good.
Looking for him over the last 12 hours. They're also looking for a gold-colored 1990s station wagon. Police say it was seen in the area at the time Dane went missing. If you have any information, call the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office.
Oh, you're okay. I knew that, SRB. That's why I said everybody's fine. We're on the same team. It's okay. You're good. You are good. Yes, Dago, Jesus. That's me. Yes, Molly, I know what you're talking about. And thank you, Arctic, for putting that up there. Now let me get to this. Next update on this here. Jesus. Now my computer's doing that thing. Hold on. Here we go. I hate when they update things, but they play the same videos from the day before.
Rain and cool temperatures didn't slow down the crowds of community members combing the roads and wilderness in the town of Siletz in Lincoln County. They are hoping to find any clue that may lead them to 2-year-old Dane Paulsen, who disappeared while playing outside his home near the Siletz River late Saturday afternoon.
At the time of Dane's disappearance, he was playing in the front yard of the residence, out of sight of his parents.
Exactly, Noel.
Dane is friendly and fearless, and was comfortable around strangers and water.
See, this video is the same video we watched this morning, you guys, and they just replayed it and said it was updated. This is because I understand, and I have some Twitter stuff I'll show you too, but they're looping it, and it's just no. I wish they would give new things, you know what I'm saying?
But cannot swim.
Hundreds of people have taken part in the search efforts thus far, including 88 certified search and rescue members, 40 investigators with multiple agencies, and nearly 150 community volunteers.
382 acres have been searched thus far, as well as 283 miles covered.
Watercraft and divers have searched the nearby river, and heat-seeking drones have monitored from the sky.
Maybe they did add to this.
The FBI has joined the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office and multiple other agencies on the ground. Right now, investigators don't believe any crimes have taken place.
There is no evidence at this time to suggest that any criminal actions were involved in the incident.
The search will continue overnight and into Monday, with drones taking the lead while the sun is down. Before dark on Sunday evening, the community came together for a vigil, with those in attendance hoping Dane makes it home safely. Officials continue to ask for any information the public might have as rescue efforts continue.
Detectives and special agents with the FBI have been following up on leads given to us from the community. We continue to ask for any information be sent to us through our tip line, which is 541-265-0669.
The search for a
I don't quite understand this because that was put out Sunday, I'm sorry. Today's Tuesday. I'm right. I think today's Tuesday. Wait, is today Tuesday or Monday? It's Monday. Holy shit. Okay. Sorry, guys. I've lost the day. Welcome, Barb. Thank you for joining us, dear. It's Monday. Jesus. Saturday. Noel. Saturday. Okay, so today's Monday. I don't know what happened to me. Anyway. So I'm nervous about this one because you heard what they said. He's fearless and friendly. He loves water, but he can't sing or swim. Sing. I'm nervous because of that water being so close. Yeah, Molly thought it was Thursday yesterday, so it's okay. Anyway, I'm unnerved about that. But the thing is, I'm thinking, I don't know how that river is. Okay, I don't know if it's fast moving, if it's got rapids, if it's deep. I don't know the deal with any of it. So I'm just wondering, if they searched the river like yesterday and the day before, I believe, and they didn't find anything. So, and they're saying there's no foul play, but I think maybe they'd have found something. I'm fingers crossed and hoping if they searched the river, they'd have found something already, but nothing has been stated that I know of. So I don't know. I've had a bad feeling in my stomach about this the whole time, like a bad sick stomach feeling. Let me see here. Hold on. For those of you that don't know, I want to show you the missing poster real quick. He's such a cute little guy. They all are, all of these kids. Okay, hopefully. Dane Paulsen, again, he's 2 years old, brown hair, green eyes, 2'6", 45 pounds. The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office searching for a missing 2-year-old child, Dane Paulsen, last seen in the yard of 20738 Siletz Highway at approximately 4:30 p.m. on Saturday, March 1st in Siletz, Oregon. Dane was last seen wearing a dark fuzzy hoodie, black pants, and blue and white shoes. Dane has brown hair that is shaved on the sides and long on top. The sheriff's office has also listed a late 90s. Well, that station wagon right there, that's been cleared, Arctic said, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. If anybody has any information in regards to Dane's disappearance, guys, please contact the tip line at 541-265-0669 or the non-emergency dispatch at 541-265-0777. There we go. Again, that's Lincoln County Sheriff's Office. So that is the poster, guys. I could have just read this side over here. So be on the lookout. They're asking now that, like I said, the car's been cleared, so we don't have to worry about that station wagon anymore. All right. Hang on here. Give me one moment here to pull this up too. Yang on. Yang on, yang on. All right, next up here on Twitter, and this is, Mom made a statement earlier that I kind of had to agree with. Twitter can put this stuff out, so on and so forth, and we can put this stuff out. Why can't mainstream media put this stuff out like way more often than they do? And with a lot more details than they do? I don't understand that. So here we have, it says Lincoln County Sheriff's Office and partnering agencies continued active search operations in the area. I lost my place. Active search operations in the area and followed up on informational tips for Dane Paulsen throughout the evening of March. Where'd it go? Sorry, you guys. Second into the morning of March 3rd. These efforts are continuing today with officials completing additional ground, water, and air searches. The investigation team continues to follow up on tips from community members. Information related to Dane's disappearance can be reported to the tip line again at 541-265-0669. Community members interested in helping with search efforts can continue to report to the staging area during daylight hours. Community staging area Elks Tokti Elahi Campground, 20590 Siletz Highway, Siletz, Oregon, 97380. Additional updates will be shared via flash alert and social media as they become available. Once again, we thank our community for their compassion and assistance. Our team and the community are working to bring Dane home. Well, goodness gracious. Miss Stormy, thank you so much. Gifted 5 memberships there. Thank you so much for that, Stormy. God bless. That is so very generous of you. Let me see if I can find who we got now, guys. Give me 1 second. Hang on. See who we have. Who new we have, I should say. And it looks like Mystic Butterfly, Doc, Mama 4, Lisa Hawkins, and Midwest were gifted memberships. Thank you so very much for that, Stormy. God bless. That was so very generous of you. We appreciate you so much. And yes, that's the sad thing, Sherry. He does. He loves water. And they said he has no fear and he's very friendly and he loves water, but he can't swim. That scares the bejesus out of me. And that's why I think I've had this feeling in my stomach since we started. or since this started. I'm sorry. So, I'm just trying to stay positive and pray, keep my fingers crossed that they bring this child home to his family. Let me get back to that page I was on now. Here we are. Sorry, guys. I just want to bring as much awareness to this as possible. I know I'm not the only one. As long as people are showing his face and giving his information, that is absolutely the most important thing, and that's the best we can do at this point. It says agencies active continues to follow up from. Okay, so they're out. They've been running searches on and off all day, from my understanding. Oh, I don't need to see you, Jonathan. The media release says this was dropped March 3rd, so that was today. It says Lincoln County Sheriff's Office and partnering agencies continued active search operations in the area and followed up the information tips for Dane Paulsen throughout the evening of March 2nd. I think I just read this to you guys. I did. Okay. So I believe they're going to be out throughout the night looking for this guy. Please watch the stream on Missing Baby. There is no, that's right, no police force, sheriff's department, LE in this area. Toledo is the closest. Look at the distance on the map. This area is run by, oh, Jesus. Okay. Anyway. And this here states that as of now, law enforcement does not believe that Dane was abducted. Well, that's one good thing, but okay. That was so awesome of you, Stormy. Thank you again for that. All right, guys. So as I stated, I'm gonna move this over. Move this down. I think they did last night and the night before, Molly. I'm gonna throw that in the chat and pin the link there. As I stated, we're gonna have open discussion with an open panel. So come on up if you want to join me. Let's do it. Let's talk, discuss, construe, misconstrue, whatever we do. Come on in. Come on up. Join me. Don't leave me up here by myself. I want to hear your thoughts on things. So that is what's going on with Mr. Dane there. There is really nothing new. I've looked around. Let me check one more place too, actually. One moment. It is somebody's birthday in here. James. Who's James? Miss Jen is in the house. Welcome back, Miss Janet. Good to see you. Congratulations. Miss Janet's book published to Amazon. That is so amazing, Janet. God bless. That's awesome. Congratulations, dear. Absolutely awesome. Yes, SRB, he's way too close to the water. I think it was SRB that said that. Yeah, it was. Okay. You're welcome to join me too, Miss Janet, if you want to. Anybody, it's an open panel, guys. Join me. Let's talk. That's what it's all about today. Everybody's got voices. Who is James, Stormy? Is there a James in here I'm not seeing and it's their birthday? I don't see a James in here. Again, that is so awesome, Miss Janet. Congratulations on that. I can't believe. That is amazing. Good for you. You're shy. It's just you're just talking. It's the same thing you'd be doing in there, Stormy. Justice, welcome, Miss Justice Jane. Justice for Christmas drink guns. Okay. Come on in. Just give me a minute here. Hold on. Nope. Nope. One minute.
And happening now, a major search underway for a 2-year-old boy who vanished from his home in Celeste. This is about 30 minutes southeast of Depot Bay.
The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office says 2-year-old Dane Paulsen disappeared Saturday around 4:30 in the afternoon after he'd been playing out in his front yard out of his parents' sight. So I believe we have a closer look at the area where this child
Welcome, Bonnie.
disappeared. If you disappeared Saturday around this area, okay, we've got a picture here of Dane. This is 2-year-old Dane. Now,
He's so
he
cute.
lives in a forested area near the
Welcome,
Celeste
Bonnie.
Pier.
Thank you, Dago.
Here we'll zoom in on the map.
Can you hear me?
I can. You might need to turn the background down because it's making you, it's drowning you out.
Oh, yes. Can you hear me? There, is that better?
Yes, ma'am. I think
Oh,
the echo's
great.
gone now. Welcome, Brutally. Thank you.
Hi,
Great to
everybody.
see you. Thank you so much for joining us, Bonnie. I appreciate you. Okay, hold
I
on a
have
minute.
2 requests, Dago.
Absolutely.
Can we have a music night with Kaden and Brandy?
Yeah,
Coming up?
absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Absolutely.
And my other request was, can I be a mod before I die?
Oh my God, Bonnie. Don't say that. But yes, you can. Please don't say it like that, though.
I'm not good at tech stuff, but I'm great at talking to people.
And that's perfectly fine. But you don't have to. See, I haven't done that. I didn't know that you would want to be, but now that I know that you do, then absolutely. But
Well, I
you
used to mod for what's his face. You know who I mean.
I think I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do
And
definitely.
I really enjoyed it. I love talking to people, and I'm very empathetic, sympathetic, and
Absolutely.
sometimes I can be a little funny.
Yes, ma'am. And you've been here a long time too, so
I'll be the welcoming committee.
there you go. But definitely, but we don't need to put it in that context at all. Of course, I just didn't think you'd want to, but now that I know, we will deal with that. That's absolutely no problem.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. How are you feeling today? Is everything okay?
Good. I had radiation and chemo both today, and I feel pretty good.
That's good. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Are they saying how it's doing for you?
No, I had blood work done, but they didn't tell me anything. So I don't know. I've only had 1 week and a day of radiation and 2 chemo now.
Okay.
They're slowing down on the chemo because they're afraid I'm too frail to accept it. Because I just got over a couple of months of pneumonia, so
right.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, you got to be careful with that. Just take it slow and easy, as they know how to regulate it. And the big thing is that,
I like this team. They're very good.
yeah, where are you located again?
London, Ontario.
Okay, so you guys
And we have a couple of really big hospitals here.
good.
The Victoria and the University of Western Ontario. And they both specialize in different things. And the Vic handles the cancer. And they're just phenomenal.
Absolutely. That's wonderful to hear. It's wonderful to hear your voice, Bonnie. This is nice. I'm grateful that you joined us. I love it. Miss
Great.
SRB said, "Oh my goodness, Bonnie's on panel. Hello, beautiful." It is great to have you here. Absolutely. So yes, that's one request. Both those requests will be filled very soon.
Thank you.
100%. Yes,
Awesome.
Bonnie's been around for a long time, guys.
Hey, you don't have to say that. I don't look that old.
No, I mean here with me.
Actually, I do.
No, you do not. In here with me, I mean.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah, I just don't want you to take it. I would never say something like that to you the other way. You know that.
It was a joke, Dago.
I know, but still.
I'm a prankster too.
And that's good. We need that. We need to be able to laugh, you guys. There's so much horrific stuff that we talk about and everything. It's good to be able to laugh. It's
Yeah.
probably the best medicine out there.
Oh, this poor little boy. It's so sad.
I know, and it's so horrible because we need to do what we do by putting these out here. But I'm telling you, there's days that it's so hard because we talk about it so often. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's rough. It really is rough. So
it is. And lots of times I cry, but we have that little bit of humor and some bantering and recipes in the chat. So
we try
it
to
brings
balance
us
it.
all back down to earth.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We try to balance it out the best I try to. It's hard sometimes, but
oh,
absolutely.
You do great, Dago. You
I
really
really
do.
appreciate you. I really appreciate that too. Hello, Miss Barbara. So what's your weather like up there, up north, I should say?
Me, it's not that different from yours. You're right across the lake from me.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm right on
Lake
the other
Erie.
side of Erie. Yep. Yes, ma'am. I'm really close. I'm right actually, if I drive about I think it's about everything's 20 minutes from me. 20 minutes I could hit Geneva and jump on a boat and I'd be over there with you in about, I don't know, 20 more minutes probably.
Well, I'll tell you, you stand on the other side, I'll stand on this side and we'll wave.
There you go. There you go. I'll tell you what, back in my younger, stupid days, we used to go up there. My buddy had a cabin up there and the lake used to freeze pretty solid in the wintertime. So we'd go up to the cabin and we'd start doing our little partying thing and drinking and get all crazy buzzed up. And I said, I'm going to walk to Canada one night, and we walk out, walk out. And I turned around and I looked back and I almost didn't see the cat. I said, nope, I'm bomb. I ran back. I was scared to death. So.
Oh, when you get way out there, if that ice cracks, you could be stuck.
Oh my God. Yes, I know.
I was stupid too. I used to go on the river all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But we used to skate way down and back. Sometimes it was just like glass. It was beautiful.
I'll bet.
Miss those days.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Welcome, Jackie. I always did wonder how far and how long it would be to cross from Lake Geneva to the other side and how long it would take, but I never.
It's not that long. A friend of ours is a fisherman in Port Stanley. And sometimes they go too far across and the Coast Guards will come out. They got to back up a bit.
You get in trouble.
So it's not bad. And that's about 4 hours, he said, I think, to hit the state line.
Oh, wow. That's not bad.
No.
That's wild. That's really wild. I think it takes 6 hours. If we were to drive right from here to Niagara Falls, that's a 6-hour drive from where I'm at. In a car, of course, you hit Buffalo or you hit the New York side and then whatever. But on water like that, a 4-hour boat, that's interesting to me. And I don't know where you come in at, if it's anywhere near the same place, but
I don't know what's directly across. I think Cleveland.
It's close. Geneva's close to Cleveland. Yeah. Very close. It's wild though that you can get around and about. It's pretty neat to me. So, and that lake, I'll tell you one thing. Anybody that goes out on that lake, it's bad out there sometimes. It's really choppy.
It's a scary lake.
Yes. Agreed.
I've been caught in the undertow there before. It's scary. We've lost a lot of people down in Port.
Yes, they have down up in Geneva, and Cleveland, Erie, Geneva, Cleveland, Port, Ashtabula County, all of those areas. There's been a lot of losses, agreed, in the water, whether it's boats, people out swimming, everything. So yeah, that's pretty wild. Very, very much wild. Yeah. Well, I'm grateful to have you up here tonight. I appreciate you. Let me finish this video up here real quick about this little guy.
Yeah, let's
back into conversation.
Dane was last seen in his front yard in that home with a gray fuzzy hoodie with teddy bear ears, black pants, and white shoes. An Amber Alert has not been issued. Authorities say it does not meet the criteria in this case for an Amber Alert, but several neighbors and agencies are taking part in an ongoing search. The FBI has joined in. KOIN 6 spoke with some community members praying for the child and his family.
light a candle right now and pray for the family. I've been checking in with the mama and prayed with her a few times.
Authorities have been using search dogs, drones with cameras, and thermal imaging. They've asked community volunteers to actually stay away from certain search areas because too many people can interfere with search dogs' tracking senses. Community members asked to stop the search last night at dark, and officials say they are expecting to reconvene at this hour this morning to pick back up. If you have any information or you think you've seen 2-year-old Dane, you can call the Lincoln County tip line that's been set up. That's 541-265-0669. You can also find more details on this case right now on coin.com.
That really bothers me that they won't make this an Amber Alert either, because it doesn't fit the criteria. That drives me nuts, you guys. It really does. Miss Sherry's putting up
any sense.
It doesn't. No, that's why I'm really grateful that and I hope that something happens soon with it. Arctic has put that petition together to put this out there, to change this Amber Alert system, to make it so that it doesn't have to be all this red tape and everything. It's crazy. My Cassie says my children are 6 and 2 and they don't play outside. No, mine won't either. They never have. But especially not that little. I mean, that's just a little guy, and especially if you're that close to water and stuff, that would make me really, really nervous. So I couldn't do it. Yes, definitely, Jackie. Welcome, Kathy. Thank you for joining us. Was he in the yard by himself? Because I can't imagine leaving it. The way it was explained is that he was out in the front yard playing by himself. Now, I don't know if there was somebody sitting around him or looking at him through a window or what the deal is, but I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Especially a guy that little that loves water, and you have a river close to you. I can't fathom that. It just doesn't make sense to me. I do too. I really do, Cassie. I hope they find him soon. Miss Sherry put the link in chat for the Lincoln Sheriff's Department Facebook. Thank you, Sherry. Appreciate that very much. Let's see here. Well, welcome everybody else that I didn't get to speak to. It's great to see you guys here. And Miss Bonnie Bailey's joining us today for the first time. I appreciate that. Wonderful to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. And again, guys, I did open discussion tonight and an open panel, so anybody's welcome to join us as well that would like to jump up and discuss things with us and voice your opinions and feelings. Okay. Give me 1 second here. Nothing else. I have not found any other updates thus far. I'm praying, fingers crossed, praying to God that something positive comes out of this soon. Excuse me. Okay. Give me 1 second. Bonnie, excuse me for 1 quick second. I have to grab something. I'll be right back. Everybody in chat's talking.
Talk amongst yourselves. Does anybody know how I can see chat? I can't see it in StreamYard. Oh, I guess you can't tell me because I can't read it. I don't know.
All right. Sorry about that. I had to grab one of my medicines.
Like every
Yeah.
hour I'm thinking, what am I supposed to take now?
Oh, my Lord, I bet. So much involved in that.
Well, aside from my other meds, too.
Yeah, I bet. Absolutely. That makes sense. There's Mama Bear.
Hi, Mama Bear.
Says Haya, it should be on the right side of your screen towards the top. What are we looking for?
Right side of my screen at the top. Is that to me? Mama Bear? Oh, yeah, it says Bonnie. Right side of my screen.
Oh,
towards
the chat.
top.
Okay.
Oh, log in, is it?
Do you see any other people on the side there talking? Oops. She hit a button. She'll be back. Yeah, and anybody else is welcome to join me here. That's here.
Rain and cool temp.
Oh yeah, that's the same video, Molly. Thank you for sending me that though, hun. Miss Paula, welcome. I don't know. It's 6 o'clock, Mama Bear. I don't know if it's too late, but you're welcome to jump up here too, Mom, if you want to, Mama Bear. Hey, Cap. Good to see you. But StreamYard has been a pain in the bootay for a week or two now, so the link is pinned in the chat if anybody wants to join. If you can see it to the right top there, just click that link and it should bring you in if you want to. You might have to go out and come back in, Cap. I've had people had to do that a couple times. Well, Lord, Miss Bonnie. Where is she? I hope she's okay. Trying to figure that out. These things can be so confusing. So very, very confusing. Oh, wait. Okay. Do you really, Cap? That's crazy. Do your thing, Tomboy. Take your time. You guys are all welcome to join me up to 10, I think, and then we can switch out. Like I said, you guys, I like to do these every now and again where everybody can just join up, jump up here with me, talk, speak about your feelings, whatever you want to do. It's up to you when and how you want to do it. So hold on. Molly Lolly. Oh, that's a good shot, Molly. You know, guys, you guys know Molly's the map maker, right? So this is a really good shot of Dane's property. Thank you, Molly. It's a good way to see it too, from up above, and I like that. That way we can see like kind of how large the area is and what's around it. You can click that link and come back in, Molly, anytime you, or Bonnie, anytime you want to. It's the same link. It'll still work. In fact, I'll give you another one. Hold on a second here. Okay. So this is the area. This is the home right here. This is where he was in the front yard. So this is a pretty large area. This is the highway here. And at 2 years old, he'd have to travel a decent amount to get this way. But I'm trying, and the river's right there, though. Okay. That's the problem I have right there. Straight across here and down in there. That's what I'm worried about, you guys. It really freaks me out. Okay. And I've had a really, like I said, I'm not going to lie. I've had a thick feeling in my stomach from the beginning of this, from first seeing this. So, yes, Miss Bonnie, you're always safe here. Thank you, Barb. She knows. We love Bonnie. We love Bonnie. We love you. I love all you guys. So, let me see. I'm covering. Oh, there she is. Welcome back, maybe. Hold on. Let it load in. There you are. Welcome back.
I knocked myself right out to the moon and back.
We call that falling out the window.
I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
It's okay. When you're on
I
StreamYard,
obviously pressed the wrong button.
it happens all the time. But I do it myself. If you hit the wrong button, when any button, sometimes depending on the device you're on, when you're on StreamYard, it'll throw you right out. So
yeah. Okay, sorry about that.
Oh no, you're okay. Even if it's not the water, it's so wooded, and I'm told it's very wet because I mean, look at it.
Yeah.
You can see all these trees. The river's here. That main highway is right there.
Wow.
It's definitely a rural area, but he's just a little guy, and it scares me to death knowing this. And Molly pulled this up. That's a big drop off into that water, by the way. There, it's a bit of a cliff. So there's that too. So this whole situation has got me really unnerved completely.
But would he go that far?
I don't know. I don't know why you would. I mean, I understand you're in a rural area. I get people trust that, but this is also a wooded area, and animals and stuff like that are out here. And to just let him out there by himself, I wouldn't be comfortable with it.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's 2 years old. That's what I mean.
Oh God, he's a baby.
100%. And it doesn't take much to go sit out in a chair outside and watch this child play. That's all you got to do. When it's time, you're done. He's done. Go inside together. I've never allowed my children.
Leave, especially 2 years old. Don't leave them alone.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Animals and predators and all sorts of different types. There's bears and mountain lions and bobcats and all sorts of things in these areas. That drives me no. I'm just not good with it.
Well, it wouldn't take much for a little tyke like him to be dragged away.
Not at all. Not at all. And at this point, guys, this could be a plausible situation as to what could have happened. I don't know how much of this you can actually see from the road, but image shown with ride-on car toy. DEG address. Okay. I don't know. I'm not downing the adults, but I have questions on why he was left alone. I mean, yeah, honestly, truly, yes. Why? What was going on? Molly says it's only 124 feet from the house to the riverbank. So, yeah, that's not far.
Oh, that's not far.
That's why I said he lives here in this house here.
Yeah, and the water's right there.
It's literally there, and that's a drop. What is that, Molly? A 50-foot drop, did you tell me, to get to the water?
Oh, okay. Lord.
Yeah, it's definitely. I have more pictures, she said, to look at. Hold on. This breaks my heart every time I see these things. Okay, so this is thank you, Molly. This is his home.
What a nice place.
It is. So this is the toy that looked a little car. This is the yard that he was in. So if there's a fence around the property, I can see this. You know, maybe somebody in the window watching, but I still wouldn't be comfortable with this. Okay, he's just so tiny.
No, it's too young.
Right. And I'm guessing if you go to the left, this direction over here, that's going to take you to that river. 124 feet is not very far.
No.
So, and then this is what Molly's showing is the car.
Oh, my son had one of those.
Yeah, we have one right now for my grandkids in the yard.
They love those.
Oh, so she's saying that this right here is like a back door. Maybe they were watching from right here. Is that what you're saying, Molly, with this? That they were sitting there watching and he was here playing? Which that is acceptable. More acceptable to me. That makes sense.
Better than nothing, yeah.
100%.
Still, they at 2 years old, they just get it in their mind and they just go.
They do what they want to do. That's right. That is right. Thank you,
I used
Molly.
to have to chase my daughter everywhere. She was terrible for that. But I sure never let them out of my eyesight.
Right. Okay, so this is Dane's home here. This is what do we got over here, Molly? What is this house here with the pink circle around the doorway there? I'm lost now. Hold on. There's a sign that says kids at play. So there is fencing around this whole property, it looks like. That
But
makes
there's
it
an
weird.
opening right there down at the right bottom. Is that
Yeah.
open? Well, no, that's closed. Sorry,
Well,
I couldn't see the fence.
Even so, Bonnie, he could crawl through this. He's a little guy. You know what I mean?
Easy to get under, yeah, or through.
Absolutely. Welcome, Cap. Thank you for doing this.
Hello.
How are you, Captain
Hi,
Tank?
Cap.
Nice to have you guys here tonight. I love this.
How do I shut off the camera?
The camera at the bottom of the screen, it'll say mute, stop cam, settings, and all that. Just click stop cam, and it'll take it off.
On the bottom?
Yeah, the very bottom of the screen, it should say it.
Cam.
There you go. All right.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, no.
I gotta lay in a certain position because I got 2 cracked ribs, so I'm trying to.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I hope you're feeling better.
And I gotta put on. Now I gotta read up close, so I gotta put my readers on.
Oh God, that hurts so bad. I broke 3 one time.
Yeah, I
right.
I took out my left ribs, 2 left ribs under my chest, my tailbone, my shoulder, and my elbow.
Oh God, Cap.
Yeah.
The ribs are the worst. They take forever to heal.
You can't even hardly breathe. It just kills you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did it.
Dago makes me laugh too much, and then it hurts.
I'll try not to. I'm sorry. I'll try not to. How's your brother doing, Cap?
He's home, but he just got out of rehab. But he's home. The rehabilitation center.
Yeah.
From the hospital, they sent him, and yeah, he's he needs a lot of rest and good food, and we'll see how it goes. He goes back to the doctor on Wednesday, and in April again. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
So, yeah,
well,
it's rough. That's all I'll say.
We'll definitely be praying for you both, you and your brother. I hope you guys heal up soon, and I'm sure as long as you're feeding him, he'll be good because all them recipes you've thrown in here sounds really good, my friend. So.
Oh yeah, I do the best I can. I'm just an
Absolutely.
amateur. Just an amateur.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Molly said that the house with the pink is what is shown in news video, but the home the boy lives in allegedly is the one behind the blue one. He lives back here. Okay. That's a smaller place. Now that makes sense, Molly. Yes, we got We got special guests tonight. We got Bonnie Bailey. We got Captain Jenks. I love this. These are the people that don't normally come up here, and I love hearing from you both. Thank you, Molly, for that.
First time.
Yes. Okay, so
Yeah, it's my
fault.
Oh,
go ahead, bud. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I just said if there's any problems, let me know with sound or anything interrupting, because it's my first time with this thing. So
No, you sound great.
Okay.
Absolutely, you both do. It's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah,
Just
you're
be
good.
careful. Be careful hitting any buttons. I don't know what kind of a device you're on. Sometimes it'll knock you off. Okay.
iPhone and the big
You'll
TV.
knock yourself to the moon.
Yeah, Tomboy says you can see the 3 openings. There really are. He at his size, how little he was, he could probably have crawled through this gate here. There's an opening here, there's an opening there. And I don't, who knows what else there is. But if he was playing out here in the yard, granted, it's a distance to the road, but I'm more worried about the damn water than the road.
Which way is the water from there, Dago? To the left?
This to the left from the way I'm looking at the map. I tried spinning it around in my head. Let me pull it just one more time and show you guys again. Yeah. No, wrong one. Hold on.
Left, yeah.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go, Molly? Just a second here. Okay, so we're gonna look at this one more time. So this is the map.
What do we got?
Yeah.
This is where he lives, okay? The water's right here. So if we spin ourselves around and say we're looking at this from the front, the water would be to the left. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Dago, did they think he ran off, or they think he was abducted?
They haven't said yet. Wait a minute. I have that backwards. I just lied to you guys. Let me do this one more time. Now that we looked at that picture, this is that main house to the right. Okay, where that car was, the little toy car. And Molly's saying that he lives in the house in the back, which is this one. So the water would be if you're looking and standing in front of it, it would be to the right. So here, let me show you again. All right, if we're looking at this house now, they're just the way this picture is, it doesn't show right. So yeah, the river would be to the right of this. So he could have been over here. He could have been over here playing right here where this big red circle is and bolted across this driveway. 124 feet doesn't take long to cover that ground, and boom.
No.
And sadly, Molly told me.
Do we know who lives in those other houses?
I don't.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you didn't at all. You're fine, Bonnie. You speak whenever you want to speak. On the building in the back. Thank you, Tomboy. Yes. Okay. And Peggy said your other left, right. Yeah, that's very quick. True, too, SRB. They're very quick. Welcome, Justice Jane. Thank you for joining us today. So yeah, especially if he were to hear the water and he loves water, this is almost like, because he's so small, it reminds me of, autistic children that like water. They're drawn to it. They hear it, they see it, they smell it to some occasion, and they go for it. This is a 2-year-old child.
A lot of people are.
Yes. This is a 2-year-old little guy that loves water. If you can hear that river rolling by from a distance, it's going to catch his attention and off he could go. And I'm petrified that that's where he ended up at.
Yeah.
So I pray to God that he didn't get to the road, and I pray to God that nobody grabbed him. Yes, you know what, Molly, you should come up here and explain some of this stuff. You really should.
Yeah, Molly.
She's shy, but she could do it. She can do it. She's been up here before.
Yeah.
We have another picture here too. Okay, so this explains. This is a better picture, you guys. Here we go. All right, so here we have the main. This is the road here. See that bridge right there? That bridge obviously goes over. That goes over top of the river. So they live that close, you guys. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What's up, Eddie?
Close.
Good to see you, brother. Welcome back. So yes, this is where he lives. So he was playing anywhere within this front area here, okay? And he didn't have to go far. Now, he could have gotten through this fencing out to this road. Yes, somebody could have grabbed him. If something bad would have happened, they would have found him, I'm going to guess. But at this point, my biggest guess, and sadly, I don't like saying this, I've said it 100 times now, but my biggest guess is that damn river right there. Eddie says on Sunday, search and rescue teams were conducting methodical searches of an area north of the small city of Selitz, near the Silitz River, using divers, drones, dogs, and watercraft. So that's what I'm saying. They've been in that river now for a couple days, and nobody has pulled anything out. I don't know if it runs fast, if it just flows slowly. I don't know
That's
anything
what I
about.
was wondering.
Right. Yeah, and
Oh, poor little tyke.
The river's supposed to be, or the temperature's supposed to be dropping, too, and getting colder again too. So this guy's 2 years old. He can't really handle that. I just wish. Sometimes I wish these kids would just walk out of a tree line and somebody grab them and they're found and that's the end of it. You know what I mean? It would be so nice.
Yeah. There's few and far between, isn't there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, it's sad too. SRB says, I hear it's a fast flow and very murky. See, damn it.
He could be gone for miles and miles if he went in the river.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know the depth of it or anything. Tomboy said too that the river is probably swift running from winter runoff. That's a very good point. Thank you, Tomboy.
I just hope if that happened, he went fast.
Thank you. There was no suffering. There was no nothing. If that's what actually happened, yes. And I feel like, guys, I told you when I first started looking at this and I first got the ideals of the area, you get that nauseous feeling immediate, like something's bad. And I automatically thought, sadly, that this was going to be a bad situation. And I don't like that, but we have to be realistic, I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm praying, fingers are crossed, and hoping that that's not the answer, and that somehow or another, a miracle's gonna happen, and this child's gonna come out of somewhere, and they're gonna find him, and we'll all breathe easier and smile for a while. Okay, I don't know, and I don't like being unrealistic. We have to be realistic at times. So, but I'm hoping that's what happens. Molly says the average flow is around 1,500 cubic feet per second, with the depth at the monitoring point typically 5 feet. Okay, well, it's not too deep, but that's still moving pretty good.
He wouldn't have a chance.
I wouldn't think so either, not at his age and his size.
Yeah.
Yeah, Molly's
if he was older, maybe.
Of course. And I know, I can't imagine letting this little guy go out there by himself. I'd be petrified, not just of the river, but in the area that he lives in, animals and stuff. That's crazy. But people do what
shit happens. Sometimes we just can't know, like it takes a split second.
That's it too. That is absolutely it too. Okay, let's see. More pictures dropped. Let's see. Now we have. Okay, this is where he lives. Okay, so if he was coming from this direction, I know you guys can see this. Hold on. This is on this direction from his house to the river here. It's a 50-foot drop from the top of the riverbank coming off the top of that property to go down into the river water there. You see what I mean? It's probably got an incline, but still he would have to slide down all that, fall or roll, whatever, down all that down to get to the water itself.
Yeah, maybe he just started tumbling and couldn't stop himself.
Right, which is very possible because you can't see that. If the way you look at it, it's all overgrown. So if he started walking and just kept walking, and then whoop, there he goes. You know what I mean? And you can see it here.
Mm-hmm.
Around a 50-foot drop after you get through all that tree line there. That's sad too. So
yeah.
Time's very important right now. The timing.
Yes, it is. And that's what I'm worried about, Cap, is because it's been since Saturday. We all know that the first 24 hours are the biggest problem.
Yeah. It's there's a waterway there, it looks like, and then he's 2 years old, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. 2-year-olds kind of walk like they kind of walk like you know, kind of like the Hunchback of Notre Dame when they start walking 2 years
Yeah.
old.
They
So
kind of stumble forward.
yeah, it's hard for them to navigate through like terrain. They trip and everything else. So hopefully they'll find them. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like they're coordinated like a teenager would be. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah. But they do
Yeah,
run.
maybe he
They-
found a
they
little
do run.
spot to curl up in.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. Sure.
We can hope. We can hope. I just, for some reason, I have a bad feeling, and I'm just praying that this is not where he
Yeah.
ended up. You know what I mean? He'd have probably came from this direction right here. That's why Molly draws these lines. So, yes, it really bugs me.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It is, and like I said, guys, the best thing we can do now is just pray for him and his family, and hope and pray that something good happens and something comes out of this. Miss Wisdom says that his mom said that he's the size of a 3 to 4 year old, so he's a bigger guy. Okay, well, that could be helpful. Thank you, Sherry, for that info. I didn't know that. It definitely does. Definitely, the drop. That's what I'm saying. I didn't realize that, and when Molly showed me, I'm like, damn. Okay. And Molly's saying that this is a crick. So this is not like, oh, okay, I get it, Molly. So this ain't a full blown like rushing river. This is a crick off of the river itself, which explains that little bridge. Okay. Okay, so that could be what, 3 foot deep. And maybe not moving hardly at all. But if that's the thing though, they would have found something by this 2 days later. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I see what she's saying. So these red lines right here,
Yeah.
there's a creek that runs through here, guys. This is the river. My apologies. I mistook what you said. There's a creek that runs through here. So I'm sure they've already searched that. There's nothing there. This is the river, though. Okay. Got you, Molly. I'm sorry. I misunderstood completely. I got it now. I see her going, no. I got it now. Yes. Yeah, so he's big for his age, which that's a good thing. Gives him a little bit more stability per se on his feet and a little more strength, maybe. Like I said, the absolute best we can do at this point is pray.
Does that river have a strong current? Do you know?
Molly just gave us Cap said that it runs. Where'd it go? Hold on here. I think it's 1,500 cubic per feet. Well, one more time. Hold on 1 second. It's 1,500 cubic foot per second. With the depth at the monitoring point typically around 5 foot, she said.
So roughly 3 to 5 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and the water's probably still kind of cold because we're still in winter months here.
Right.
But he's 3 to 4 years old, so he's probably about 3 foot, at least 3 foot tall. Tomboy said, "What the f is a crick? A creek, a small little. You don't know what a crick is. Here we go again. It's a little break off from the river, Tomboy, and it's just a water flow source. It's a tiny little thing. We call it a creek here up north.
Yeah, it looks like the foliage is covering a lot of the creek, the runoff for the river. The foliage is covering it from the air.
You could call it a stream too, Hummingbird. Yes. Molly's talking about the river having undertows too. So if it's moving at that point, then yeah, depending on how certain depths are. A creek, a crick, whatever you call it, Tomboy, wherever you are. Molly said a creek is noisy. It's a noisy door. Laugh my ass off. It's a crick. Oh, God. We had this conversation before. Here we go. You guys
Does
kill me.
that river have any drop-offs like nearby?
I don't know. I truly don't know. I'm not real familiar. Molly, do you notice? Did you run the whole river when you pulled the map? Oh yeah, Eddie's got a good point. Compared to the river on Weir, the Weir River we covered with the oh God, guys, over in UK, I covered her case 2 years ago. The woman that went missing and they found her in the river.
Oh, right. Yeah.
What was her name, Bonnie? I know you were Nicola Bully. Thank you, Eddie. I should have asked Eddie. He knew.
Yeah.
The Weir River. Yeah, that had that platform thing they call the Weir, I guess. So yes, thank you guys for remembering. Hey, Fred, good to see you.
Yeah. Donna Serafino. I don't know if you like me mentioning other podcasters,
no,
but
go ahead, Bonnie. You're fine.
she predicted it. She
Yeah,
said she
she
went
did.
in the river and drowned.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch the new one on Sebastian?
I didn't. No, I have not seen that. I don't typically follow those until somebody points it out to me.
Well, I believe in her. She's solved 3 cases now.
Yeah, I
in
think
the last couple of years.
she solved helped to solve the what's her name? With the kids. We just saw it.
Oh shoot.
One of you guys are gonna throw it out here in a minute.
Oh.
The couple and
It's right on the tip of my tongue.
me
Jeez.
too, and I can't say it.
And she knew about Gabby Petito.
Lori Vallow, that's it. Lori Vallow.
Yeah, Lori Vallow's children. Exactly where they could be found.
Exactly. So yeah. Donna has done some things that are kind of amazing in some senses.
Oh, it is. Only a few people have that gift, and I truly believe she has it. Yeah, watch that one, Dago, on Sebastian.
I will do that, Mommy.
It might be on Sweetie Pilo's channel.
Yeah, they usually do run together, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, when I get some extra time, I'll go check it out, and then I'll let you know what I think of it when I see it.
Yeah, I'd like to know.
Absolutely.
All right.
What do we got? Okay, so this is God, Molly, you got them all.
More maps.
This is just a picture off the bridge.
Wow, look at the woods. Yeah.
I mean, this is a very, very wooded, like SRB was saying, is like rainforest types, wooded area, very damp. Yeah. There's Mama Bear.
Hi,
and
Mama Bear.
There's the river. That would be the bridge that's up the road from them too. So okay, this would be the area that he would have came. I see she's on point with everything. If he would have came off that property down, she would have came into the water about right there. So good job there, Molly.
You're awesome, Molly.
Yeah, I told her a long time ago, a couple years back, she should have been a map maker. She's very good at it.
Yes.
Okay, and then there again is right below the house where the house would have been, where he'd have came down there. And this has got to be the area that they've searched already, in my opinion, I'm guessing. Hold on here a minute.
I didn't even realize it was 6:30. Wow. Cap, how are you dealing with the pain? How are you dealing with the pain?
Um, it's brutal. I'll be honest with you, but I've been I was kind of a daredevil in my ages, and I just kind of I wrecked some quads. I had the racing quad, racing dirt bikes, quarter-mile racing. I stuffed a Mustang into a wall doing quarter-mile racing at the racetrack. I broke
Wow.
wrists. I bruised ribs before, so I know what to expect. The worst is when I did the quad was the worst, but when I had one of those Bombardier 650 Bombardier Bajas, and
Yeah.
I was running some trails with it, and there was a big boulder hidden behind
Oh God.
by like a tree, and I whacked it in the corner, the left corner, and I broke my wrist, ribs, and then when I went to lay down, I had started burning up with a fever, so I knew I was really screwed up. But
Yeah.
this time was totally my fault because I was running around with the hospital and everything with my brother, and I actually had sleep deprivation, and I went to, you know, I'm drinking a little bottle of Poland Spring and having a slice of pizza because I've been barely eating. I'm worried about him, and then I just woof right down the stairs. And then
Oh.
I nibbed the tailbone too a little bit,
Oh God.
but thank God it's not my first time, so I kind of know what to expect.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, me too. Once you feel pain and you know what it's like, you kind of deal with it in different ways.
yeah,
I
but
vape for pain, and I also pray and kind of try to meditate a bit.
some people say pain don't hurt. Like Roadhouse. Like Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse. The pain don't hurt. I
Oh,
think I think he was lying.
well, of course.
Yeah,
Sometimes you wish you'd die because the pain's so bad.
yeah, it hurts. I mean, you can't
Uh,
lay on your side. You can't lay. You try to get comfortable. You squat down. You set the bed up a different way. You sleep in a different bed. You set. I just They told me, they can't do much for the ribs. The ribs usually they have to heal on their own,
yes.
and all you can do is ace bandage them in the beginning, and it just doesn't,
Yeah, it
But
doesn't really do much.
what
No.
works good is those salon, the pain patches. So
Oh, yeah, do they?
the salon they call them something like that. But
Yeah, I haven't tried those.
yeah, I had them on, but they tend to fall off when I move around a little bit. So, but
Yeah.
they help a little bit. But there's only
Got
so much you can do.
Well,
So
the problem is like I've been through that too. When I was younger, I used to do dumb stuff like that all the time in my 20s and stuff. And now that I've hit
It
50,
sounds like the three of us are like that.
yeah, to do that now at 50, it's going to be a lot worse and take a lot longer to fix, and it hurts so much worse, in my opinion. So, God
did you
bless you,
ever do
brother.
did you ever do BMX, Dago, when you were younger?
I used to run four wheelers, two wheeled. I used to race, not professionally, but I raced snowmobiles. I did everything. I was on anything if it had an extra motor on it. I would ride a lawnmower if I could. So, yes.
Cool.
Yeah, I was a crazy maniac. I mean, I'd see something like me and a bunch of friends be in the trails, we're doing the quad riding and all that, And we head up. There's not much place in New Jersey because everything is so restricted. So we go up towards like up, upper PA, and we take the pickup trucks and bring them out. And then I'd see something and I'll be like, I'll jump that, right? And then it was a disaster, But,
yes, sir. Been there, done that.
No fear.
When you separate from the bike, 4-wheeler or 2-wheeler, and you go this way and the bike goes that way, you're going to land in a bad position. It's going to hurt really bad. So yes.
The worst is going flat on your back and then knocking the air out of you.
I did that getting out of my husband's truck. Landed right on the ice on my tailbone. And there was a guy snow blowing, and I'm trying to wave to him, and he doesn't see me because he's got his headphones on.
Of course.
I crawled to the door, and somebody saw me, and they got a wheelchair. But I couldn't sit down. It hurt so bad, so they had to get a stretcher, and I laid down. I was there for physical therapy. So obviously that was canceled, and they x-rayed and everything. It didn't fracture. I was lucky. But God, that hurts like unbelievable. You can't stand. You can't sit. You try to lay on your side.
My worst was when I was a skateboarder. Yeah. When I was and I did it up to like 17. Then I'll tell you what, you want to talk about hurt. Nothing I ever did on a 4-wheeler or a motorcycle or a snowmobile ever hurt as much as my skateboard stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
I get it.
You crash bad. It's a wonder a lot of them go on to go in what's that called? BMX what's it called?
Yeah, the BMX dirt bike riding and stuff.
Yeah, the competitions.
Right.
Knowing that they had to sit out for a year because they broke bones and this and that, and they get back at it. It's you have no fear when you're young, and you're kind of you gotta try it again, or your friend's gonna say, he was
peer
a wuss.
pressure.
He didn't get back into it. But sometimes you hurt so bad that
yes, ma'am.
It's the end. You know when to quit. If you're afraid, don't do it.
Absolutely. Welcome, Matahari. So SRB, this map shows that there's a national wildlife refuge here. Okay, in this area. So like you said, black bears, cougars, coyotes, bald eagles, smaller things too. So yeah, there's quite a few natural predators out there too, sadly. Oh, I was bucked off a horse one time. That's how I found out I was allergic to him. I was a little guy, and I started rubbing my eyes, and everything swelled shut. And they gave me a tetanus shot, right?
Yeah.
Well, that was worse because I'm allergic to tetanus. I found out because I'm allergic to horses. It's made out of horse serum, and my windpipe, everything started closing. So I've never had a tetanus shot since because of that. So. You don't, I didn't know that. Now they do have one that's still synthetic now, but typically a tetanus shot, the basis of tetanus toxoid is made from horse serum, which I didn't know. So interesting. What are we talking about? Moose. There's moose out here. I didn't know that. Wow. Okay. You better be careful, Molly. You're too little to be riding things like that.
So wonder they don't have lions, tigers. Well, they do have bears.
Oh my, I know.
Oh my.
All right, so there is that. Now I don't know too, guys. Hold on. 1 second. Here, let me check. Okay, so Molly just sent me a video that shows the river. This is like down close, so you can see a little bit better, like what it would be like on the river there. Agreed, Barb. I agree with you. I feel the same way. I'm way too old for that stuff. All right, thanks, Molly. Let's see what we got here.
It is a good day to die. It is a good day to die. A good day to die. A good day to die.
Rapids.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So it looks like there are some rapids here and some rocky areas. I don't know how far from his house this is, but I don't know if anybody's ever done whitewater rafting in a rough area. It'll tear you up if you ain't careful. I did it once. That was enough for me.
Bouncing off the rocks all the way down.
Yes, all of that. I wasn't in a kayak. I was in like a I can't remember. It's called a blister raft or something like that. But still, I was all
one of those blow up ones.
Yes. I sent you a picture showing where this is at to the house. Thank you, Molly. Of course you did. Why would I not think any less? There it is. So
That's so cool.
definitely. So this is where he lived at, and if he would have flowed down, or if you were to take the river down, okay, there it is. 23 minutes to get to that point right there. That's where the rapids are, I'm guessing, where she's staying right there. Gotcha. Thank you, Molly.
Looks like the river kind of ends at the bottom of that two-way. There's a break.
Yes.
You'd have to portage through to go back up the other way.
Yep. Absolutely. Good stuff. Yeah, they're great. They keep you nice and cool in the summertime as long as you're not getting beat up, Tomboy, but still.
It's the part where you're right over a rock. Oh my God, in one of those things.
Oh, okay. So Molly's saying that. Hold on. That's making noise. Sorry, I'm yelling. Molly's saying that the water flows the other direction, but the blue line is where the video is. Okay, got you. Understood. Thank you, Molly. I get it now. I get it. Yeah, bears don't typically.
Misunderstanding?
What's that?
Am I misunderstanding?
No, she's saying that the water flows a different direction, the other direction, but the blue line is just, it flows towards the ocean. So this here is just showing, that blue line just shows where those rapids are.
Oh, yes.
So
right,
that
gotcha.
makes more sense. Gotcha. Thank you, Molly.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Thanks. That makes a lot of sense now.
And I like that she can do this because when we're doing stuff like this and we're kind of trying to understand situations like this, it helps to understand, like gives you a visual of the area, what to anticipate within the area, where he would live, what he could run into, what could be there, things like that. So I like that she does be able to do this stuff. It's very helpful and very needed.
Oh, she's awesome.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
That's why I say it like that. She does great stuff, guys. We really appreciate her. What am I doing here? There. No, come on. What is going on here? Where did I go? There we are. Jeez. Again, thank you, Molly. The water flows from the left to the blue line is where, water flows from right to left. The blue line is where the video was taken-ish. So it comes this direction. And this blue line is where that rapids area is all through here. So got you. It makes sense. It does. And of course, we know that the water flows towards the ocean, Tomboy. Smartest. You're a smartest. It's okay, though. Okay. Let me drop that. All right. like I said, the best thing we can do is pray and hope that something good comes from this, and that Dane is found safe and sound, brought home, and we can move on from his story because there's another sad situation. Now, I
Is there
did want
any
to.
pressers, Diggle?
Any what, ma'am?
Pressers?
I have
About
not seen anything new yet. No.
okay.
Oh, hold on.
And there should be. Keep the people informed.
Agreed. This was sent to me somewhat newer.
New information today as the search for a missing 2-year-old in Gillette continues this morning. Dane Paulsen disappeared from his front yard back on
Quiet.
Saturday afternoon.
My
Dozens of
cat
volunteers
wants to
and
get
law
in on it.
enforcement have been trying to find him since then. Now, here's a look at a photo of him that's up on your screen. He was last seen wearing a gray, fuzzy hood, had
Excuse
blue
me.
and white shoes and black pants. Dane has brown hair and green eyes. Now, he went missing from the front yard of his home near milepost 21 on the Select River Highway around 4:25 on Saturday afternoon. Lincoln County Sheriff Adam Shanks says 138 volunteers have been helping law enforcement and search and rescue crews from all around the area. Start with new information today as the search.
That's about it so far, guys. I'll keep checking it. I'm sure I'll have some. I hope I'll have something new for the morning show to be able to cover with this, and hopefully it's positive. That's all I can. That's all I can hope for. And I agree, Barb. It is a mother's worst nightmare, wholeheartedly. I couldn't imagine. Father too, as a father, I'm just saying. Sounds like your kitty wants to be part of this too.
Yes, she does.
I love it. I hear her back there.
She
Wow,
does that
wow.
when I'm on the phone. She figures she's got to talk to.
She wants your attention. That's right.
They've been
Okay.
so close to me since all this was happening. It's
Hey,
amazing. Animals know.
they sense it. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
I
they
agree.
sleep right up beside me and awesome.
Aw, that's awesome. I don't know if you guys have been following these other stories, but this blows my mind, guys. We just watched and dealt with the fires in California. Remember all that stuff, okay?
Yeah.
And now, and I didn't even know about this till today, which I don't watch much news for reasons, but look at this. This is from 23 hours ago in North and South Carolina. I guess this is happening. Yes, Mama Bear says, I agree. Mama Bear says, you look great, Bonnie.
Thank you. That's a very nice compliment.
Oh, hang on, Peggy. I'll ask. We'll get there. Hang on. Real quick, Bonnie, because one of
Mm-hmm.
the Peggy was asking that you had watched Donna's show on that. She's asking where did Donna say that Sebastian was?
She was brought to the car by, oh God, I can't remember her name. I'm tired. Sorry.
You're okay.
The mom.
Oh, okay.
And given to somebody.
Okay.
They drove out of town. It's a windy road, but the house is kind of in the middle of the curb.
Uh-huh.
And but the house sits sideways on the lot. There was three men that beat him and tortured him, and he didn't fight back. He hid in the corner. And they took him out to the woods. I think it's behind their house. Put him in a plastic tarp-like bag or something. Put him in the fetal position so that it would be harder to detect him from the air. Or ground search, it would just look like
Sure.
a mass.
Got you.
And yeah, she
Well,
wants them to go out there and look.
Did she give like the area? Did they pinpoint? Was she able to pinpoint an area?
I'm sorry, she did say quite a bit of different things. There's a gas station near it.
Okay.
Shoot, there's a few things she said. It just won't come to me now, Dago. It's been a
That's
long
okay.
day.
No. It's
I've been
okay.
up
Don't worry
since
about it.
4, so.
Well,
But I recommend listening to what I really believe her. She goes into kind of a trance, say, and her
yeah,
daughter from heaven leads her through a lot of this, and she even brings her people.
right. Yeah, I
And
watched her before, and she was kind of amazing in some ways. So
she's very amazing, and she'll send stuff to the detectives,
mm-hmm.
and they delete the message.
Right. I know. And that I agree. And the thing is with her is like there's times she's been right, there's times she's been wrong, there's times she's helped solve cases, and there's times she's been completely opposite. And she's even said herself, I've heard her say this, she goes, it's not a perfect science. She goes, I just take what I get and I try to help in any way I can. And that's that. So it is what it is. I don't really follow them. I try to stick to facts, and I'm hoping that what she said with this time, I'm hoping she's wrong, obviously. We all do, but I'm hoping one day we'll find out.
A lot of times too, she said she'll see a chimney, and then she saw a creek, and she didn't know if that was the area or the name of the street. It was
oh yeah.
Well, it wasn't Chimney Creek. That doesn't sound right, but whatever. You understand what I mean.
No, I know what you mean. Right.
Yeah. So she's trying to decipher that too.
Right.
And a lot of times she brings herself right to the site of things. That, Lori Vallow's kids, it really took a toll on her.
Oh my God. And she was like SRB just said, she was spot on with Tylee and JJ. But then
the thing she saw, do you know they were sitting around the fire eating sandwiches made out of Kylie?
Really?
They roasted her. She saw that. And she also said, I saw a devil run across the yard and get right in Lori's body.
Oh, wow. That's wild. That's crazy wild.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. She did say it depends on how she reads the symbols or whatever. Yes. Yeah,
it's difficult. I understand. I'm kind of that way myself. Different things happen, but I don't know how to channel it, I guess.
Right.
I have a candy jar that's sitting over in the corner here. I hadn't opened in a couple of years because I was in bed with a broken ankle. Anyway, one day I was in the other room and came to the kitchen, and one of those candies was laying in the middle of the kitchen floor.
Oh, wow. That's definitely something to pay attention to.
Saturday, I was sitting here. My air conditioner flicked on and off.
Oh, wow.
And one day, my wind chime that hangs above my air conditioner, all of the things just started rattling.
Interesting. Well, I don't know if you were in the live stream I was doing the day that I was sitting here talking, and I felt something like a little hand tap me on my shoulder, and I turned and I looked back, and I turned and looked back. Molly screenshotted and recorded it. We played it a couple of times, and there were people that were watching that from your guys' side said that they could see something like this area here, like it just looked different there, and I was like, something touched me. There's no two ways about it. Something touched me.
Wow.
So
like
you just never know.
Dark form, or you don't know what did show up.
It was just clear, but like, you know how if you're looking at the road and it's really hot outside and the fumes come off the road,
like
that kind of a look. It was clear, and I there was no threatening anything or nothing that felt dark or any of that. It was just something physically touched me. And my wife has had experiences here. My son, Caden, you guys know Caden, has had experiences here. And my little ones and my dogs. My dog my dogs will run around barking at the ceiling in the corner and chase things that aren't.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is going on in this house? And this house was
My
built.
cats will be in a deep sleep on the futon out here, and all of a sudden they'll both jump up and stare towards the door.
Yes, they do that too.
It gives you, well, who's here? But nobody knocks, nobody rings. It's weird.
I fell asleep on the couch one night. I do it all the time, sitting there watching TV, and that's straight in there, like straight ahead that way to where my couch is, and my TV's to the left. And I was sitting there, and it was dead silent, which is how I fell asleep, watching something on the ID channel, of course. Imagine that. And I just woke up out of a dead sleep, and my dog, the white one, was standing there like this, staring this way, growling. And he don't growl. He's like a bouncy, happy dog all the time, Milo. And I was like, what are you doing? And I said,
Who's
Milo.
here?
Right. This was before Alfred showed up here, but I was like, hey, Tandy, welcome, sis. And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you growling at? Like, Brandy was sleeping on the couch. Caden was in bed. It was probably 1 o'clock in the morning. And he's just growling like really low and dark. And I'm like, Milo. And he turned and looked at me real slow and snapped his head back to that what he was looking at. And I'm like, whoa. And so I stood up and he turned and looked at me, ran right up next to me. And he's barking now at whatever towards my dining room, this area. And then he looks down, turns around and looks like behind me. And then he starts running around in circles like he was fine again. I'm like, what the hell was all that? You know what I mean? So yeah. And another time, my son Juniper's dad, my granddaughter Juniper, her dad, his friend came over with their baby. Her name is Ariel. She's like 7 or 8 months. She's adorable. And they were changing her on the couch, the love seat. And I was sitting on the couch across from them, and she was just talking away and baby talk stuff. And she stopped. She put her hand up like this towards the ceiling, and she's staring at the ceiling. And her dad, Derek, he's like, what are you doing? He looks up. I look up. Everybody looks up. And she's like pointing up at the ceiling with their hand. And we were all like, okay. So my house, hey, Michelle, my house was built. It was built in 19. I've talked about this before. Molly, you should know this. You've got like all my information. I think it was 1910 or 1911. Okay. So it's old, and it was one of the first farmhouses in this whole area. Probably I think the first or second house ever built on this road itself, and it was a farm.
Wow.
So I don't know. I don't know. You know, I don't feel threatened. Nobody in the house does. There's nothing.
Yeah, if they were going to harm you, they would do more stuff.
Right. Exactly.
Lots of times I'll have somebody sit down beside me on the bed. I feel the bed go down.
See? And I have seen, I'll tell you, I told you guys this before, some of you guys. When I sit on that couch, I sit on that corner. I always do because it's just my comfort spot because of my back.
Yeah.
And at nighttime, when I'm not doing this or doing anything else, if I'm sitting there, everything's dark. I can look straight back, literally to right next to where this is here, and see that. And I swear I've literally seen shadows move. Like,
yeah.
Like I'll be watching TV, and you know how something from your peripheral catches your attention?
Yeah.
That happens to me from time. And I'll look, and I'm staring. I'm like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
So it happens, and it could be. It could be. You know, I'm not going to denounce anything until you prove to me that it's not there. So just saying.
Well, you see, too, I live in a seniors building, so lots of people have passed, and I don't know who passed in my unit. I have a feeling it's not any of them. I don't think.
Right.
I think it's more my family or something.
Right. Peggy said, I lived at a cemetery when I was young. None of our spooks ever hurt us. See?
No.
I mean, it depends on how you perceive it. In my opinion, how you perceive it and how you feel about the situation. It doesn't have to be a scary thing, you know?
It's only the bad ghosts. Like if you see things that are kind of evil, you know they're not a good ghost.
Yes. The movie, The Entity, the movie that story was based on that's a true story, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That movie, if anybody, we're all up I'm 50, and most of you guys are around my age. I'm sure have seen that. So,
Pretty close.
it came out in the early 80s, I believe. So yeah. That was all based on a true story that woman has endured her whole life. It's gotten better, worse. She moved more than once, and it kind of followed her. Yeah. And it slowed down to a point, from my understanding, when I looked it up as far as like recent stuff. And it became not as irritating to her and harmful and so on and so forth. But in the very beginning, like, she was physically being assaulted, sexually assaulted, things like that.
Oh,
and weird, and it was horrible. There's a book that was written, and then they did the movie on it and all that. I covered it. The movie was called The Entity.
Oh, right. Sorry, you said that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So when I first started here, I used to do the Midnight series, and I covered movies that are based on true crime, true stories that they put out.
That's when I first started watching you.
Yes.
You were on this bottom of the staircase, was on your...
Yes. It was right here behind me with that plant sitting back there. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was over almost more than 2 years ago. But yeah, I did the Midnight series where I covered all those true stories that they turned into movies, and that was one of them. And it was really crazy to know what that woman went through, and that it went on from my understanding, the last one I covered that I looked up a year or so ago, that she was still having issues here or there, but nowhere like it used to be. So, welcome, Undead Ramen. Poltergeist not real, but horrible. Yeah, I saw The Entity, the end scene where they showed how huge that thing really was. Frozen stuck with my... Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, that was no joke. The book was worse because when you read a book of something like that, there's no visual. So your visual is created by you.
Yeah.
Your mind, and you see it for what it is. You know what I mean? So yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys these fires that are going on in the Carolinas right now. And it's like, where did this even come from? This fire stuff. I'd not seen or heard of this until today. So, and we just dealt with all of the California stuff. It's crazy I did Matahari, but I will do it again. There's different variations of it. I absolutely have no problem doing that, Matahari.
Hurry, baby! You can hear the panic from residents in the danger zone.
It's definitely nerve-wracking.
The flames fueled by dry conditions and strong winds. A rare red flag warning issued Saturday.
We saw this fire really flare up. We could even see flames from our studio here in Myrtle Beach, 5 miles away.
Now, an urgent effort to attack the flames from every angle. Choppers and planes seen making water drops throughout the day. Russell Hubright is with the state's Forestry Commission.
But the problem here, really, that we're trying to handle as best we can is you have some woods that are very flammable.
Wildfires also spread out across hundreds of acres in North Carolina, including the Melrose Fire in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Thick smoke can be seen for miles, the flames slicing through this hillside. Officials are asking the public to stay vigilant with burn bans in place across both states. Back in South Carolina, residents are on edge tonight, watching and waiting for any signs of relief.
We were definitely pretty concerned it was going to blow this way, and then when it did, that's when it really got hectic and stressful.
Well, even in just the last couple of minutes, we've watched these flames multiply. And the concern for fire officials moving into the next couple of days is they are expecting the winds to pick back up, and they could carry embers and flames to new dry ground. Hallie?
Emily Aketa, thank you. Let's get right to WNBC meteorologist Matt Brickman. And Matt, there may be some good news later on this week for the crews battling these wildfires, right?
Yeah, Hallie, rain eventually, but it has been such a dry start to the year. Moderate to severe drought across the Carolinas, that dry vegetation. And then yesterday, a front goes through with 30 to 40 mile an hour winds. That is the setup for dramatic wildfire spread, which is what we had a day ago. So we need rain. We're dry Sunday, dry Monday. Tuesday, system is shifting east, but triggering severe weather for parts of Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. You could see tornadoes and damaging winds along with hail. By Wednesday, that system moves into the Carolinas, but it's a quick hitter. It's not going to solve those drought concerns, likely less.
So that's what's going on thus far. I don't know, Sherry, if you're still in here. I hope this is nowhere near you. I know she's in the Carolinas too. So I didn't know if you guys saw this was happening. Yes, Doodle, that is our Bonnie up here with me.
Hi,
Um,
Doodle.
I don't know, Eddie, how they started. I just found this out today. Truly, I had no idea. If it wasn't for Molly, I'd have never known. Yeah, that's actually in my notebook, Hummingbird, to look into. So yeah, guys, there's fires going on down
Love
there.
you too, Doodlebug.
No, 5 hours ago they updated this. This is bad, guys. It looks bad.
You know,
Again,
they say this is going to get even worse through this summer. We've had some just wipeouts up north of us, Quebec. And they
yes.
say this summer is going to be really bad.
Well, you guys had was it this not this year, but the year before maybe? What was it 400,000 acres burnt up in Canada there?
Yeah.
And it was affecting us. Like this picture we see here, the sky, the color.
Smoke, yeah.
We were getting the smoke here. Like we had air quality warnings where they were telling us to stay in the house and stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Guys,
And it
the
was
planet
bad
is
out
burning
in
up.
BC and Calgary and that too. And even north of that, it burnt the whole town of Fort McMurray, which is way out nowhere.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, Mikey, good to see you, brother. Thank you for joining us. But yeah, guys, this is Hawaii, California, the Carolinas, Canada, like so many places have burned up. It's so bad. SRB said, yeah, we had smoke halfway through Tennessee. Yeah. She's down below me, like in the southern portion of Ohio. And they had it all the way going towards Kentucky, Tennessee, and all that, guys. It was crazy.
Wow.
And as far north as you guys are above us, you would not have thought. I mean, you're close to me, but for them to get that smoke all the way down there was crazy. So I don't know.
Hard to believe.
Yes. Yeah. And to go out in the morning and look at the sky and it's got a pinky orange tint to it. I'm like, wow, okay.
Yeah. That's
pretty bad. And I showed them, oh yeah, that's right. You were traveling. I remember that. The smoke, you could smell it in the air, like clearly smell it. And there was like, stay in the house and all that. And it went on for a while. And when I looked up that video of Canada's fires, guys, it was nothing like I've ever seen it. It was way worse than what California looked like. 400,000 acres, you guys. Can you imagine how much ground cover? I mean, that's so much. And it was all, thank God, it was all like rural, like wooded and forest areas. There wasn't.
Yeah, quite a bit of it was.
Yeah.
And the small villages, they got them out of there pretty fast.
Right. Thank God.
Yeah.
Again. So I don't know. You see how close this is to this residential area here. I just pray to God they get all these people evacuated as fast as possible and nobody gets hurt with this.
You think they would have left as soon as they knew it was there?
They should.
Be in my car and gone.
There's people though, and you know this, Bonnie. We've seen some stories that will not leave their stuff. So
right. Yeah. And it's just stuff. You know,
I said that the material things, I get it. My mother-in-law's like that. Like all the stuff she owns is just so important to her. And I said, do you realize that first off, when you die, this stuff would just not go with you, mother. It's not going anywhere. You cannot replace yourself, but you can replace all these things. It's some form or fashion. They're not important. You are. So just saying.
And everybody should be wary. Maybe get a tin box and gather all the stuff that really, really means stuff to you and leave the rest, put it in the box by the door so it's ready to go.
I was told, we learned because I was a firefighter for years. And one of the things they taught us was to put everything in, you can wrap it in tinfoil, plastic or saran wrap, then tinfoil, and then put it inside a metal box if you can find one. Okay. And put it in your freezer. Or you could put it in a heavy wooden box in the refrigerator in your freezer. Because typically the fire is not going to burn through the refrigerator or freezer.
No, it'd take a long time. More apt to just burn the freezer sides and whatever.
Yeah. So All right, let's see what this shows us.
What a nightmare that would be, though, eh? Oh, God. No controlling that.
No, and I'm telling you, all that they can do at this point with this truly is spray these houses to try to keep them from burning. That's all as a firefighter you can do in a situation like this. They have helicopters and planes that are dumping on this,
Yeah.
and that's all you can do is try to smother it so it goes out and protect these homes that are here. That's it. Otherwise, there's nothing else you can do when it's this bad. So,
no.
wow, that's so wild. This is from an airplane.
They are so awesome. I love to watch the planes and helicopters drop their stuff. They're so good.
Absolutely.
Oh, watch the music, Dago.
Yeah, I caught that.
Yeah. You forget. Is that fire retardant? Nope, water. What's going on?
Not sure.
Oh, there we go. Can you hear me?
Yep.
There we go. The Pope, I don't know if you guys heard me say it. I guess he experienced 2 acute episodes of respiratory failure,
No.
which is not good.
No.
There she is. Welcome back, ma'am. Oh, wow.
Dago.
Yes, sir.
Booted again.
One night I want to debunk that. Well, I think it's a debunking sort of with that Patterson Gilman film.
You know what? We're gonna do a one of our Saturday shows, Cap. I hope you're here for it too. We're definitely gonna cover a full-blown entire show of nothing but Bigfoot. So yeah, we can pull up the Patterson film. It's been, from my understanding, they debunked it once, or somebody claims to have debunked it. And it supposedly it's the most realistic, the most viable one out there. So
There's I'll just give you a hint. And I couldn't find this theory anywhere, but you can watch it. There's so many clips of the Patterson Gilman film on YouTube. There's the original clips, and then there's one that they spruced up using like technology, and they're all missing the same thing. There's something major that should be in that film that's not in there. That's totally obvious if you're looking for it, and not in any of the films.
So it was clipped out.
The Patterson Gilman film. There's something in those videos. Any which video you watch of it, there's something missing that should be there.
Gotcha.
And, yeah, I can explain it more or less. You play a clip of it. The clips are only like a minute and a half or so, and then everyone could watch it and see what's missing, and then try to figure it out. And then I could tell you, and then you'll be like, "Oh my god!"
No worries. I just we can do that. Yeah, definitely. We can do that now, Cap. It's no big deal. That's an open discussion. It's to talk about whatever we choose to talk about, and with you guys are on the open panel. So welcome back, Paula. Guys, sometimes I like to just talk. It's nice to just talk sometimes. I mean, I like to keep you guys up to date on things, but for those of you that don't know it, and I like to talk about those things too, but sometimes it's nice to just talk about what the hell ever. We don't always have to be in serious mode and in, this and that. I mean, it's important to talk about missing people and missing children and all that, like we did with Dane and all that, but we can also just talk about whatever we talk about too. It's okay.
Sure.
And I enjoy spending that time with you guys. So,
well, it helps to have other people's opinions. And sometimes you just say, oh, yeah, I didn't look at it that way. And other times you say, oh, man, yeah. It just so many people know little bits about everything that it
That's
makes
the
it
point.
so interesting. Yeah.
You don't always know what I know, and I don't know what you know, and Cap doesn't know what Doodle might know, and SRB may not know what Peggy knows. And you put that all together, we have the ability to sort through that,
Yeah.
And I'm not telling you what I don't know.
There you go.
I always like that stuff,
Yeah.
Oh no, me too. I love it.
Found it interesting, and I think when it comes to Bigfoot, Sasquatch, whatever you want to call them, I think out of all these years of seeing documentaries and reading stuff about it, I was always interested in it. I have one of those gone squatching hats, and I got a little thing, a statue of a little Bigfoot. I was always into it. People laugh at me and stuff, but it was funny.
Sure.
But
cool.
But yeah, it's everyone has their different opinions on that video. That video is that Patterson Gilman film is so like even experts and everything like that. But there's one thing that I can't find anyone that had the same theory I had. It's just so odd. But
no, I understand completely.
And what's your theory, Cap, on this?
if you watch the video, is he? Oh, Dago, you're playing the video now? Okay, cool.
Hang on. Let me get this. It seems to be moving a little too fast for a minute here.
I can't believe I finally got the StreamYard working right, and my phone is like trying to go dead on me.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry to hear that. Here we go.
No, it's okay. Now watch the video. See where she's, because her name is known as Patty, right? She's a female.
Yeah.
Supposedly female Sasquatch,
Right.
right? Watch
Right.
that video and see what is missing. What should be there that's missing? Obvious. Something is
Hold
missing in the
on.
whole video.
Here we come. Here we go. Okay. Found. I slowed it down, by the way, you guys.
I don't know.
It's in. If you take a video of a friend, a video of anywhere you are, there's people walking, a park, anywhere. What is always there during the day when someone is walking?
Noise, sound. But I can understand that. Birds.
Shadow.
Oh, wow. And the sun, look how bright this is. Look how bright this is. There is no shadow. You're right.
Good catch.
See where he lifts. See where
Yep.
she lifts her feet and her arms
Yes.
move back and forth. There's no shadow.
There is no shadow, Cap. That's a good point. You should see that on the side. As bright as this is, too. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Now, if you want me to back that up, you can go to Patterson Gilman. They actually used that same camera to film the same area, and they were walking with the horses. They were using the horses with the equipment on them.
Yeah.
And there's shadows everywhere. They're walking during the day. Now, no matter what time of the day it is, if the sun is out, the shadow might cast 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. You know what I mean? And then when you're lifting up and down the feet, the shadows should be at the bottom of the feet. There's no shadows.
You're right.
And my two conclusions to it, and this is what I thought for a long time, that Bigfoot is a mythical beast and extraterrestrial. It's not. It might sound a little crazy.
It's not of this earth.
No, you don't sound crazy, Cap. You're fine.
But I think it's like it's actually put it in layman's terms, it's an alien.
A lot of people think that.
It goes into another dimension.
There's a lot of people that think that these are interdimensional, that they are from another planet, and that's why they're only seen at certain times every so often, and you can't catch them. I've heard all these stories because I've looked into all this stuff. I love this kind of stuff, you guys.
Yeah.
A lot of the Native American tribes believe it's interdimensional, and it could be alien, and a lot of Native American tribes feel the same way.
Peggy said, "Come on, guys, it was on X-Files, right?"
But if you watch this video, where's the shadow?
There isn't one. I never noticed that before.
And then I studied. You see the branch right below on the bottom of the screen, and it looks like there's a shadow of it underneath. That is actually another branch where you have the mouse
right here.
Now. Let me blow up.
Right here.
Another branch.
Really?
That's not a shadow. Because I studied that too. I'm just perceptive to stuff like that, but that's just my theory. That's all.
I mean,
it could be either, in my opinion, it could either be fake, like someone superimposed it on that film, or it's just an extra dimensional being that doesn't have shadow.
Well, this one's even clearer or closer up. Molly sent me. I'm gonna slow this down and play it again. And there is no. Every time whatever this is or who this is lifts their foot, there should be a shadow moving around it, and there's nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Nobody ever. I researched that theory, and no one ever came up with that theory. None of the experts, nothing of that, unless I'm missing something. it's something new for the Bigfoot community, I guess you could say, right? But
Well,
yeah.
my issue with this always was, watch this, okay? As this is playing, watch as this thing is walking. Watch the figure itself as it moves, and look at the screen and tell me what what it's doing that it probably shouldn't be doing. The screen.
Where's the shadow? Not from the arm?
Walking on tippy toes.
There is no shadow, but do you see how in this video it looks like this just only this in this video is the only thing that has the look that it has as compared to the rest of this. Okay, this is the only thing that has this. I can't even explain what I'm trying to explain. There's no shadow. First off, that's something I never noticed before, and that's awesome. But there's something about this that bothers me. The way the whole video itself is showing, and the figure as it's moving seems to be. It's almost like it's superimposed. Okay, I'll put it that way.
Looks like it has no feet either. It's just
right.
a leg going right down, unless the feet are in the snow.
Now Patterson too. He actually was such a Bigfoot enthusiast before the Patty video, and
right.
He actually came out with a pamphlet promoting the Bigfoot, and it was a female.
Yeah.
And there's a picture. You could find this little green pamphlet like you used to have in the 60s and the 50s, little green, almost like a theater kind of thing for like a theater show. And it had a big picture of a Patty that looked just a Bigfoot, but it was a female Bigfoot. And you can find this thing. You can look it up. It looks like a little green, like one of those little small little paperback things, and it had the picture of the exact same creature. So there's I have two interpretations. It could be a fake video, or it could be an extraterrestrial, interdimensional,
yeah, no, absolutely, I understand.
Entity, I don't know.
Now this video has been stabilized.
Does that make sense to you guys, or am I crazy?
No.
What time of day was this supposed to be taken? Sorry, Dago.
You're okay. It was October 20th of 67. I can't remember the time of day. But it's very bright outside, okay? And
but look behind. It looks like it's dark sky.
In the woods there, yeah. And all of this around it. And this is just the frame because it was an old
yeah, but it's not bright.
I don't know what time of the day it was. They have the date, but
yeah, I'll look at
the time of the day.
Unless there's enough trees on the other side that are blocking the light, maybe.
It could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, you guys. I've had issues with this the whole time. Like I said, this one's been stabilized, okay, which is why it has somewhat of the look it has. But
it's
the original video.
It's almost like a still shot with a creature being run through it on another film superimposed.
That's what I was saying about the superimposed. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like when people say that's too old to do that, but that's been done since the 50s.
Well,
yeah, a lot of people can do stuff like that.
They did movies. They made movies that had still backgrounds. Like they put up like when you get your class picture taken, when you're in school, they put those weird backgrounds up sometimes.
Yeah.
You stand in front of it. Hey, CZ, why couldn't you run? Why couldn't you do that? Absolutely, I agree with you wholeheartedly.
But it's something to think about. Does that make any sense to you guys or no?
No, it does. It does. Everything and anything has the plausibility.
And you could go to you could go to that Patterson Gilman where they're walking with the horses and they're walking through the same area and all you see is shadows right before they took that film of the Bigfoot.
And then there's no shadow
out there. It's done with the same camera.
Uh-huh.
And if you don't know, Patterson actually was arrested when he came back because he overkept the camera bring it back. And the person he rented that camera from, the film store, because back then those big film stores, photo stuff, he was actually arrested for, and then he had a record for stealing the camera. It was reported
Stealing the camera.
Patterson, yeah, he was arrested for he overkept the camera, never brought it back, and then the store that rented it to him wanted it back. It was an expensive camera in its day.
Yeah, of course it was.
Maybe it's 8mm. I'm not sure.
8 or 9mm. Yeah, that's what they used. They had the hand crank on the side of them, right?
Oh, really?
Yes. Welcome, Phil. There's nothing urgent about the state of urgent care in Massachusetts. Thank you, Phil. I always love your wisdom. That's awesome. Demon says, by now you would think someone would have found bones. I mean, we find. See, that was something else, too, Demon. Like, we've been looking at these Bigfoot things for years. Years. Don't tell me that there's no possibility.
My phone's going dead. I gotta charge for a second. I'll be right back.
All right, Cap. That they didn't find bones of these things. How?
I'm sorry. I'll be.
You're okay. Take your time. All right, let's see what this guy's talking about here. This is somebody sent this to me about this.
Is actually real, and that the proof of that lies in the lies of people claiming the biggest Bigfoot hoax in history is actually real, and that the proof of that lies in the lies of people claiming otherwise. Since 1967, the Patterson-Gimlin Bigfoot film has been at the center of an ongoing debate regarding its authenticity. Skeptics argue it's merely a man in a suit, and if you're at all familiar with this famous film, you're no doubt also familiar with the ongoing controversy surrounding it. Today, we'll dissect these claims of fraud, scrutinize their inconsistencies, and there are many.
Anybody can mimic it.
That challenge the man in a suit theory. Section 1. Bob Hieronymus, the man in a suit claim. Bob Hieronymus came forward in 1998, asserting that he was the individual in the Patterson-Gimlin film, wearing a suit.
I don't think that's proof, though.
No, and I remember this when this guy came forward and said he was the one that was in the film wearing a suit.
Yeah, he just had, and if you're mimicking it, you just watch it and copy.
Yeah, so yeah, this is I remember this. Bob Hieronymus came forward and said I was the guy wearing a suit pretending to be Bigfoot in the Patterson-Gimlin film. So
oh, sorry, I misunderstood.
No, it's okay. You're okay.
I didn't realize that.
So this is interesting, and supposedly they debunked this, but then I don't know. But just watch this for a minute.
I was the guy in the suit. End quote. However, his narrative contains several inconsistencies. Initially, Hieronymus described the suit as being made of horsehide, noting it, quote, smelled bad, end quote. Later, he mentioned it was crafted from a synthetic material. Such contradictions raise serious questions about the credibility of his account. Moreover, Hieronymus has not provided any physical evidence of the suit whatsoever. No photographs, receipts, or remnants of the so-called suit have been produced to substantiate his claim. This absence of tangible proof further undermines his story. Then we have Bill Munns, a specialist.
Yeah, what did he do with the
Hollywood,
suit?
who has analyzed the film and remarked, quote, the fur texture in the film doesn't resemble any animal pelt I've worked with, and it certainly isn't horsehide. It would have been impossible to achieve that effect in 1967 with the available materials, end quote. Adding to the skepticism, Hieronymus's own brother, Howard, expressed doubt about the hoax claim, stating, quote, I don't believe the film was a hoax, and I don't believe Bob was in the suit, end quote. If the guy's own brother doesn't believe him about it being a suit, and doesn't believe he was in the suit, then what are we really talking about here? Now, at this point, I should add, which should go without saying, that we are calling Hieronymus a liar. We're basically saying that he made this suit claim, but it's not substantiated, so we can't believe it. The big question I often get from skeptics is why? Why would the man make up such a story? Well, to me, the answer has always been rather obvious. Fame and prestige. When you see the way that Bob has signed books over the years, not even written by him, but books about this supposed hoax written by other people, and the way he appears in documentaries, you can clearly see that he's enjoying the prestige that comes with supposedly being Bigfoot. Section 2. Philip Morris, the suit maker claim. Philip Morris, a costume maker, claimed in 2002 that he sold a gorilla suit to Roger Patterson, one of the two men involved in capturing the film, stating, quote, "It was just a gorilla costume. I sold it to Roger Patterson over the phone for $435, end quote. However, Morris also has not provided any physical evidence to support his claim. No receipts, photographs, or sketches have been presented. When asked to recreate the suit, he did attempt to do so, but the results were very unconvincing and did not match the creature depicted in the film at all. And if you've seen photographs of the attempted recreation,
Where's the
you'll know
first
how
suit?
common
What did they
and
do
bad
with it?
they are. And also, if he was the one who made and sold the suit as claimed, you'd think he would have another similar suit in stock that he could show as evidence. But no.
Excuse me.
Additionally, Roger Patterson was known to be financially constrained at the time. Friends and associates have confirmed that he lacked the funds to purchase an expensive costume, casting further doubt on Morris's assertion. So if Philip Morris really was this legendary costume maker, capable...
Okay, the problem with this thing is that that doesn't look like a gorilla to me, though, at all. That a gorilla suit is a gorilla suit. That suit, if that's being a suit that's being worn in that video, that's not a gorilla. It doesn't even look like a gorilla to me. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion, but others may see it differently. I just don't.
Is it an orangutan? No, it's not an orangutan.
It doesn't look like either one to me. I
What
mean,
do
a
you
gorilla,
call that other one?
baboon, or
No.
yeah. There's a baboon, gorilla, orangutan, the bigger ones. That's the
Yeah, because it's got that kind of face and hairdo.
Yeah. This doesn't look like a gorilla to me by any means. The head on a gorilla would come more to a point per se. It's darker typically. I've never seen a light brown gorilla. Okay.
It doesn't have that quaff.
Right. So no, it's not any of those in my opinion. So again, I don't know what the hell that has to do with it. This does not look like a gorilla to me. It resembles the type of animal a gorilla is, but it don't look like a gorilla.
An ape.
Ape, there you go. Yeah. And it doesn't look like those either, in my opinion. It just doesn't look like any of that.
No.
The color's not right. It does. It resembles Harry from Harry and the Hendersons, which is
Yeah.
good point, Phil. Good point. It's a bad costume, if anything. Yes, Peggy, I agree.
Of producing a gorilla suit so realistic that it fooled multiple experts across many fields for decades. The big question is,
see, I don't see a gorilla. Maybe it does come to a point, but the face itself does not look like a gorilla to me. I'm sorry. That just
No.
I don't know. Jane Goodall said bullshit. Demon.
why couldn't he do it again? Why was he unable to reproduce what was supposedly his own work when asked to do so? He did attempt to, but again, the results are clearly laughable compared to the original. Why the sudden downgrade in his capabilities? Take a look at this frame from the recreation that Philip Morris did, a supposed copy of his own work from years earlier. Now
He's
take
a
look
lot
at
bigger
from the actual Patterson-Gimlin film. Notice any differences? I see many. The loose folds of material on the recreation versus the flexed and visible muscles and realistic hair texture on the original. Human-like limb proportions in the recreation attempt versus non-human-like limb proportions in the original. And just a very overall obvious realness to the frame from the original Patterson-Gimlin film, and an overall look of comedy and fraud in the recreation. Section 3, Greg Long, The Making of Bigfoot claim. Greg Long, in his 2004 book, The Making of Bigfoot, The Inside Story, alleged that the Patterson-Gimlin film was a hoax orchestrated by Roger Patterson. Long claimed that Patterson's wife sewed the suit used in the film. However, this assertion also lacks corroborative evidence. Patricia Patterson, Roger's widow, has
see, that's something else too, as far as a gorilla is concerned. Hey, Jody, good to see you. As far as a gorilla or an ape or anything is concerned, looking at the face, it does not have that resemblance to me whatsoever. Okay,
No.
there's something about the nose protrudes more than what a gorilla's or an ape's would. The eyes are different, and all of this alone is completely. The hair comes down way further than what on a forehead, in my opinion. The whole thing just does not resemble that to me. I'm sorry, and that's
And
my opinion.
bushy eyebrows.
Oh yeah. He's dressed in black with bushy eyebrows, guys. I wonder who this is. You know what I mean? Shit. Phil says the original is clearly a triple D or double E cup. Look closely. That is a Sasquatch. Oh yeah, they did claim that it's a female, Phil. So there is that. So I don't know, but the face, the walk, the whole thing, right? And that's what I struggle with. That's not a monkey, in my opinion. I'm sorry, but it's not. That's again, the walk. It would have been more of a crouched walk, in my opinion. And they don't really walk like a human being. Monkeys I've watched, I've been to the zoo, I've seen many movies. They don't walk like we do. Apes have a different
stride.
They stride and drag, yes.
Yeah.
Right, Peggy. It's BK. There you go. See? But it's definitely
I feel
not
sorry for her face. Poor girl.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Consistently denied these claims without wavering even an inch, stating that she had no involvement in creating any costume. Furthermore, Long's investigative methods have been criticized for relying heavily on anecdotal accounts and lacking verifiable documentation. There's a running theme here. The contradictions between Long's narrative and those of Hieronymus and Morris further undermine the credibility of the hoax theory as a whole. If Morris sold the suit as he claimed, then Patricia Patterson did not make it. These conflicting accounts suggest a lack of consensus among skeptics. Section 4. Anatomical impossibilities of the suit claim. I've touched on this before in other videos, but just quickly. The creature in the Patterson-Gimlin film exhibits anatomical features that are challenging to replicate with a costume. And I say challenging, but bordering on impossible is probably more accurate. First of all, we have arm length. The figure's arms are disproportionately long compared to a human's. Bob Hieronymus, nor any other normal human, does not possess such arm length, and using extensions in the arms of the suit as he claims.
Exactly, Phil. Swish or sachet as opposed to a strut and a trudge. Thank you. Good words. Good use of words.
Very good.
Yes, good use of words for sure.
I like that.
Very unnatural movements. They'd stick out like a sore thumb. Yet the film shows fluid arm swings. Also, the position of the elbow in proportion to the overall length of the arm would be disproportionately high up on the arm if we were dealing with forearm prosthetics. But the elbow position seems perfectly natural. Then there's muscle movement. Observers have noted visible muscle movement under the fur of the creature in the film, particularly in the thighs and shoulders. John Chambers, another Hollywood special effects artist known for his work on the original Planet of the Apes series, commented, quote, "If someone faked this, they were 20 years ahead of us," end quote. Keep in mind, he was one of the top Hollywood costume guys of the time. Next, there's gait. The creature's walk is characterized by a compliant gait.
That's what my biggest issue is the gait. That's what my biggest issue with this always has been, was the gait. And anything that's in the ape family, and I can show you guys, the gait is completely. They don't have, like Phil said with those special words that she used there. They have a crouched, drag, like trudging type movement, and they lean and bounce a lot. This is a straight up and down, just gliding walk. And the gait is straight up and down as well. There's no crouching, there's no leaning, there's no none of that. So I don't know. Peggy said, "Oops, we better." Oh Jesus, Peggy, we better hope his defense don't watch this. They could try Bigfoot defense. Jesus, I know they're reaching for everything at this point now. So very true. And yes, Phil's right. The arm length is longer. That is fact too.
Yeah.
And knee stride, uncommon in humans. Dr. Jeff Melton, an anthropologist, stated, quote, "The biomechanics of the creature's walk are consistent with a large non-human primate. It's not something a human can replicate without extensive mechanical aid," end quote. Section 5. Contradictory hoax. Various individuals, as we've already covered, have
I'm
presented.
sorry, I keep forgetting to mute when I cough.
Oh, Bonnie, don't worry about that. I do it all the time. Just do what you got to do. But you're not bothering anybody. Where is that at, Jody? the reservation, like which state, which area is that located in? Sorry about the echo. I'll fix it from here on out, guys. Give me an area, Jody, where that would be located, if you don't mind, or if you could. Miss Paula, yes. And yeah, Bonnie, you're fine. Please don't worry about that. You just enjoy yourself and relax.
I
No worries.
am.
Good.
I
I'm
love
glad.
this. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. And if you take a look, next time you type something in chat, you should notice something.
Okay.
Next time you do it, I don't want to knock you out of here again, but
No, no buttons.
right. Phil said, slouching tall girl at the dance, awkward, can never find it. Phil. Okay, Cheyenne River in South Dakota.
That's a good one.
Yes, it was. Jody, I will use that here in a moment. I cough constantly, and I don't remember saying it, so don't worry about that, Bonnie. Just relax and enjoy yourself.
Okay. Will do.
First, there's Bob Hieronymus, who claimed he wore the suit. Next, there's Philip Morris, asserting that he sold the suit to Patterson. And finally, we have Greg Long, suggesting that Patterson's wife sewed the suit from scratch. These contradictory narratives undermine the credibility of the hoax theory. If Morris sold the suit, then Patterson's wife did not make it. And if Hieronymus wore the suit, why can't he provide consistent details about it or replicate the walk convincingly? He has attempted to replicate the walk on camera before, but if you've seen it, you know that it's not really that close of an approximation. Maybe at first glance, if you're naturally skeptical, you might think that it is, but if you examine the details of the movement closely, it really isn't. Hieronymus and the film subject show significant differences in arm and torso angle, and the film subject has much more arm swing, far longer strides, and noticeably more bodily forward lean. Section 6. Expert testimonies. Experts have analyzed the Patterson-Gimlin film extensively and for a long time and provided insights. First, we have Dr. Grover Krantz, a physical anthropologist, who stated, quote, "The anatomical features of the creature in the film are far beyond what could be achieved by a costume. The proportions are not human, and the details visible in the film point to a..."
By the way, anybody that may just be coming in, guys, we're just talking about anything tonight and maybe taking a little break from some of that stuff. We did talk a little bit about Dane Paulsen, put his info out again, but sometimes it's nice to just talk about different things and relax and maybe decompress a little bit. So I hope you guys that are here are enjoying it and are not upset because we're not really talking about crime right now. But this is interesting to me how they're breaking this down too. So,
"A living creature," end quote. Then there's Dr. Jeff Meldrum, who we've already talked about, an anthropologist.
Oh, there she is. Oh, she's a pretty one.
I got Bigfoot.
She looks scared. She's like, "What's going on, Mom?" Oh,
Yeah. This is my boy, Buster.
oh, he. I'm sorry. Is that a Maine Coon?
I don't know. No, it's just
a
a
tabby.
farm cat, actually. I rescued
Gotcha.
it. The weather was starting to freeze, and the farmer said if I want one, I got to take it right away because the rest were going to die.
Gotcha.
And
Well,
they
he's
caught him. They caught him with a hot dog.
Uh-oh. Oh, he's definitely pretty. I love his colors, and he looks like my
Oh,
Oliver.
he's beautiful. I
Yes,
just
very
love
much.
him. If the little girl comes up, I'll show her to you too.
Yes, yeah, he looks like my Oliver. They don't like being up around
Yeah.
them. Every time I grab Ollie and bring him up here, he's like, freaking out. His eyes are
Yeah.
bulging. But you're meowing for me, so it is what it is. Exactly, Demon. We're just enjoying hanging out. That's all it is. So, all right, let's finish this up and see what else they.
Specializing in primate locomotion, who noted, quote, "The biomechanics and footprints associated with the film are consistent with a real primate. If this is a hoax, it's the most sophisticated one ever created." End
Want a
quote.
treat?
And finally, there's Bill Munns, who we already touched on as well, a special effects expert, who concluded, quote, "There is no evidence of any technology or materials in 1967 that could create what we see in the Patterson-Gimlin film. The more you study it, the more it looks like it's not a hoax." End quote. Now, I would challenge any open-minded skeptics, and I'm not talking about the ones who just like to sling mud, but the ones who actually want to get at the truth, to present a case based on greater knowledge in the fields mentioned than these three men. So, in conclusion, upon examining the claims and evidence, the man in a suit theory lacks.
Bring it on, Peggy.
The inconsistencies in testimonies, absence of physical evidence, and expert analyses all point towards the authenticity of the Patterson-Gimlin film. While skepticism is healthy, the available information currently suggests that this footage is indeed a genuine encounter with a Sasquatch. So there's a whole lot more evidence in support of the Patterson-Gimlin film being authentic that I didn't cover here. I've covered some of it in a previous video, and I'll leave the link to that in the description below if you're interested. If you found this video interesting and informative, please give it a like, share it with your...
I don't know.
Hey there, fellow simple light seekers.
Hang on here. Let me move that down. All right, back that up. Where we at here?
Dr. Donna Serafino also has an episode on Bigfoots and aliens.
I've seen that listed in the
You saw those? Yeah. I figure you go right to those. Yeah.
Definitely. Let me see something here. Freeman footage, best Bigfoot evidence. I don't know about that.
Hi.
Here you go. My cat's eating my pepperoni.
I bet he was enjoying that. I don't know if anybody ever saw this before. This was listed as the best footage ever, and I can only show a real quick clip of this. So I want you guys to see it as it comes out from behind the trees, because I think it's History Channel. So just, oh shit, really, Ro? Oh, that sucks.
What's that?
Dolly Parton's husband passed away.
Aw.
I feel so bad. That's horrible.
They were a true couple.
Yes. Yeah. For a long time, too. God bless her.
Love there.
Real deal stuff. So, God bless her and prayers be with her. I hope she gets through it okay. That's horrible.
Yeah, it's going to be rough.
Right. Definitely. All right. Well, watch this, guys. This comes out from behind a tree. Now, watch the way this thing moves as compared to what we just watched, if you can. It's a little blurry, but you should be able to see the solidity of it, at least.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I love that last second, right before Freeman loses his shot and tries but fails to reposition. Let's look at it a few more times. And here's a hyper-stabilized version, but I'm not so sure. I've seen home movies from 1994 when I was 3, and the quality is pretty poor, even though I was right in front of the camera. I'd imagine that similar cameras were used, cutting edge at the time, no doubt. So I think this is pretty decent, all things considered.
Oh, there you go.
I was reading also that a lot of times they interfere with you filming it. Like, see how that went blurry? That it's their interference that does that to your camera.
I've heard that too. I've read so much on this that a lot of times when they're being filmed, things like that, these things just happen to happen. The camera batteries will die or it goes blurry and I've seen that too.
Yeah.
Last second.
I believe that they can interfere with that.
Like I said before, anything is possible. I don't denounce anything because I don't know. So anything could be possible.
And loses his shot and tries but fails to reposition. Let's look at it a few more times. And here's a hyper-stabilized version, also courtesy of MK Davis.
Oh, there you go.
I didn't ask. I hope it's all right with him. But but he's doing some incredible stuff over on Greenwave 2010 FB. So I'll throw some links in the description of all the Bigfoot people out there that I could sit down and have a beer with. It would be MK, I think. Anyway, my favorite witness was born in 1943, and a young professor named Jeffrey Meldrum took a road trip from his new position at Idaho State University in Pocatello, Idaho, to visit Dr. Grover Krantz, an anthropology professor at Washington State, who had developed a formidable catalog of alleged biped castings. Dr. Meldrum's doctorate work had been on the emergence of human locomotor adaptations, and so for obvious reasons, Dr. Krantz's collection was of intrigue to Dr. Meldrum, if not also dubious novelty, at the time, that is. Before his arrival to Washington State, Meldrum had examined photos of Krantz's collection, perhaps using that newfangled email, but photos obviously lacked depth and nuance. Meldrum defied the likelihood of a hoax, let alone a hoax, spanning so many locations and decades. In fact, even among friends, he was at a bit of an impasse, because it seemed as though the evidence couldn't be hoaxed, yet couldn't be real.
Thanks for being here, SRB. I won't be here much longer because, like I said, Mom's going to be going live here soon. So I just wanted to get another one in and hang out with you guys for a little while. We're going on 3 hours anyway. So I just, like I said, just to hang out and talk and BS. And every bit of this has been awesome just to have Bonnie up here with us and Cap joining us. I love it.
Great.
I'm going to have to do this more often so you guys can do that. I would love to have more of you join us. I really would. I enjoy talking to you guys live like this.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. Thank you, Dago.
Oh, yes. No thanks needed. You're just as much a part of this family and this community, Bonnie, as anybody. So having you up here is absolutely amazing to me. I love it. SRB. Yeah. Yes, it has been interesting. And it's a nice, relaxing break. I agree. SRB's got to go do
like that. I can vent on you guys. It really helps me, believe it or not.
I agree. I absolutely can understand that. I really can. And you are welcome to do that anytime you need to, by the way. Anytime.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And Krantz gave Meldrum his address.
That's a big one.
And the very next day, Dr. Meldrum visited Paul Freeman, unannounced, determined to get to the bottom of this and this mystery explore. The impromptu visit to Freeman's humble abode in the Blues was well received. Cordial, Meldrum wrote. Freeman invited him inside and showed him the original casts that were copied for Krantz's collection, and Dr. Meldrum noted that the originals were far more telling than he had expected. More data was lost in the copying process than he would have supposed. And at this point, I want to say that I know these casts look a bit goofy. Fake, you might even say, which is a reoccurring hindrance in the Bigfoot world. No, I don't mean...
That right there is that looks like an ape. I don't believe that's an orangutan. So if that's an ape, that's not at all anything we've seen. In the facial features and the head of an ape, an orangutan, a baboon, a monkey does not look anything like that what we saw there, in my opinion.
No, a smushed face.
Right, there you go. The nose does not protrude that way. And that's what we've been seeing. Every picture we've ever seen of a quote unquote Bigfoot, the nose protrudes like a human nose would. It does not have that smash.
Yeah. Oh, you're muted, Dago.
Sorry, I hit that stupid microphone. I got to get a new cord for the other mic so I can start using it and I can get rid of this damn thing. I'm sorry. So yeah, I mean that the face itself right here is a big telling piece of this, guys. With anything we've ever seen, anytime you ever look at it, it's not monkey. That's not monkey look to me. That's something different. So I've always said that.
More human, like.
Definitely, it's got more of a human jawline. First off, the nose that protrudes, a real forehead. Okay.
Yeah.
It's got a human look to the faces that we've seen. So I'm just saying, this is a chimp. That's it. A chimp. Sorry.
Isn't it too big for a chimp? Oh, maybe not. No. Clint Eastwood had Clyde. He was big.
Yeah. Okay.
Things appearing fake. This is a trackway attributed to fully modern humans, considered to be the oldest human footprints in the Americas. They're about 22,000 years old, and they too, in my opinion, look a bit goofy. Anyway, Freeman had only passed on his, quote, perfect prints. That is to say, the ones that outline the entire foot in a neat little perfect foot. The iconic type. The examples that he considered to be of lower quality were the ones with toe drags, or partial prints, or ones with rocks or sticks in the way. Though the perfect prints superficially look the most impressive, they were actually the least telling. It was the casts that Freeman found the least desirable, but he had no idea what, because the fact remained that if these were fake, how? The skin detail alone, scarring on the dermals that remained consistent over years, so much so that individuals could be rather easily identified. That alone was enough to confound the probability that Freeman faked these. And then Freeman drops this bomb like it's no big deal. He said he just found some tracks this morning and asks Meldrum if he wants to see them. And remember,
Welcome, Nick. Says Robert Safair, anthropologist. Thank you, sir.
Meldrum's visit was unannounced. So if this trackway was
Lloyd Pye on YouTube. Thank you again, Nick.
hoaxed, it was either a coincidence that Freeman had just made up a fresh trackway, or Dr. Grover Krantz had tipped Freeman off. Both are possible, but neither seem likely to me. They got into Freeman's truck and began to drive down mountain roads. It was February, and a warm one for that time of year, and even at that elevation, the snow was already beginning to melt, and roads that were inaccessible only weeks ago now offered access, which is obviously an intriguing time to investigate such things, as humans were unable to enter the area until then. Presumably, said creatures might be seasonally emboldened, and as they drove, Freeman did something curious. Meldrum noticed that he kept watching the side of the road, as if watching for tracks out of habit, or second nature. I certainly think it's worth noting that if he was hoaxing these prints, it doesn't make sense that he would constantly scan for them. Because he'd be aware of their location, and there'd be no need to look. Though I suppose if he was a hoaxer, he could have simply been keeping an eye out for where he made the prints. But still. Finally, on a restricted access farm road that was still technically closed for the season, they came across a long line of evident 14-inch tracks, which isn't particularly giant by Bigfoot standards. But keep in mind that most shoe companies max their shoes out at 12 inches, which is a size 15 in the US, and 49 in the EU. The only other prints present there were Freeman's from that morning, where he had walked alongside the line, and the truck stopped in the same place it had that morning. Like many of the casts back at his house, Freeman downplayed this trackway, saying that he'd found much better in the past, and that he didn't consider these to be worth casting. And again, what Freeman thought were shortcomings, Meldrum considered a boon. The mud was slick, and the tracks showed much slippage, what Meldrum called, quote, spontaneity and animation. He said one didn't need to be a paleoforensic anthropologist to determine that these prints were not made with a static stamp, but rather with something dynamic, shifting, and gripping. One print in the mud had a subtle patch of skin ridge detail that was disappearing before his eyes in the light drizzle. He also noted toes that curled over protruding stones, while in others, the toes pushed the stones deeper into the ground. The same stamp can't do both.
Looks like my foot.
In some prints, the little toes barely left a mark, and in others, they curled. Some showed the telltale ridge 2/3 down the print, above the heel, and some didn't. And keep in mind that this anatomical detail has remained consistent over both decades and continents. And to me, this is classic Bigfoot. This is Bigfoot 101. See, it's almost like a speed bump. That pressure ridge, it serves the same function as our arch. Not exactly the same, of course. It's just a different mechanism. It's less suited for standing and walking for long amounts of time. It's more suited for treacherous terrain, more durable, and an injury to it would be less catastrophic than with the arch. But first and foremost, the pressure ridge is supreme to the arch in terms of bearing weight. I've even noticed that on the human body. I made this silly observation that I think is worth mentioning. Years of rampant obesity on the human body actually kind of mimics this hinge, as the arch is no longer sufficient to support such weight. That's just a thought, because the foot still needs to bend, no matter how heavy you are. It can't be flat. But I don't know. That's just something that I thought of. And speaking of that pressure ridge, the most striking find that Dr. Meldrum found that day was a partial print, and he said it would simply have been impossible to stamp without the other half making contact. If the print was made by a model foot, then it would need to be made of something hard and inflexible for a man like Freeman to be able to walk in them. And he said this partial print in particular simply could not have been made by such a stamp. Whatever made that print lifted the back of its foot while pressing down with the front, similar to how you or I would take a hill. The foot that made this track moved the front and back independently, which can't even be achieved by Hollywood to this day. The print was akin to the way a person takes a slope, walking on the toes and the pad just beneath them, not the heel. One aspect of Meldrum's analysis that I was struck with was that the prints depicted that the big toes only had 2 bones, whereas the smaller toes had more. This is a little-known tidbit of human anatomy that pushes the probability of a mimic, at least one conducted by Freeman. But I don't know. I guess it wouldn't be that hard to know. It just struck me as a bit much. And yet, as convinced by what he was looking at as he was, Meldrum still had serious reservations about the circumstances. But the fact remained, if it was hoaxed, he didn't know how. And while Meldrum was looking at individual prints, Freeman had scouted ahead in hopes to find better prints, and he returned to say, rather casually, that the track maker must have made a loop, and he didn't know why. And Meldrum suppressed an eye roll and thought how convenient that the tracks made a circle with the tire prints of the truck in reach. And with that doubt lingering in his mind, the two of them went back to Freeman's house, and Meldrum took his leave. But Meldrum didn't leave. He went to a hardware store, bought some plaster and buckets, and returned to the spot without Freeman.
Welcome back, Cap. Thank you for rejoining us. I hope you're charged up, brother.
And upon his return, alone and less guarded, I'd imagine, he was more than a little surprised to ascertain that Freeman misinterpreted what he saw. It was not a loop. Rather, it was a long walk. For whatever reason, on both to wherever it was going and wherever it was coming from, the track maker had...
Say again?
What did he say? I'm sorry, I missed that. It wasn't a loop. It was
It was a long walk.
Oh, okay.
So basically, he walked up and then back, and
yeah,
they were just saying he walked in a loop. So that makes sense too. Can you hear me?
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah. Can you hear me? Okay, Cap.
Come in, Cap. They go
Maybe.
to Cap.
Maybe not. Maybe not. You might have to go out and come back in, Cap. Either way, I'll bring you back up. Sometimes you have to do it a couple times to get it right.
had come up from an irrigation ditch along a wheat field that left no prints, as it was all melted snow and water within. Meldrum followed the ditch, and eventually it came to a peach orchard, though I don't think it would have been in season. At a portion of the trackway where the prints came out of the ditch and into the wheat field, Meldrum noticed that every second right footprint was at a 45-degree angle off the trackway. And Meldrum notes that it wasn't until some time later that he realized that this was a result of it turning, not at the neck but at the waist, ostensibly to view across the wintered, open field, perhaps knowing that it was exposed there. And to be fair, a hoaxer would probably do the same thing, though perhaps the hoaxer would have turned at the neck. At the time of writing his book, Sasquatch Legend Meets Science, Meldrum wrote that something still felt off about the whole circumstance, but for the life of him, he couldn't figure out what. However, it did convince Meldrum that if it was a hoax, it was Freeman who was being hoaxed, not the one perpetrating the hoax. Because Freeman obviously wanted Meldrum to believe his Sasquatch encounters, so it makes little sense that Freeman wouldn't have pointed out that the trackway continued, particularly had he made them himself. And I imagine it would be difficult for a hoaxer to not show off their handiwork, because he would have spent a long time doing that. Making this trackway, I mean. Plus, in my experience, hoaxer or not, Bigfoot people are often very eager to show off their knowledge. So instead of doing that, Freeman suggested the hoaxiest thing imaginable happened, that the tracks made a random loop within stepping distance of his tread marks from that morning. And it was Meldrum alone who found out this wasn't the case, though I guess it's possible that Freeman anticipated that Meldrum would return and determine the true length of the trackway out for himself. But that kind of seems like a stretch to me. But I don't know, people are crazy. This is true. I do mental ping pong with this myself. Freeman could be a genius hoaxer. Maybe he knew that Meldrum would be unable to resist returning to the site, knowing full well that Meldrum would discover the true extent of the trackway. That way, Freeman could say about the rest of it, and thus lend his claims significant credence, because it was the doctor who discovered it for himself. But on the other hand, or foot, I would think the hoaxer's need and desire to appear as an expert themselves would overshadow the psychological nuances of reinforcing a farce's credibility in the face of an expert who no doubt a hoaxer likely has veiled contempt and envy for. One such example of this conundrum.
Welcome, Klein. Thank you for joining us. We're just kind of hanging out, talking about some Bigfoot stuffs and things like that, Klein. Having a little bit of a decompress. Just hanging out. That's all. I'm about done anyway. But thank you for joining us, Klein. I appreciate you very much. Hope you're having a good night, sir.
Was when Freeman showed Meldrum a cast of what he said were some of the best toes he'd ever cataloged. And Meldrum said, no, that's a fist. That's Knuckles, which Freeman was surprised by, or at least appeared to be surprised by. This knuckle print, by the way, was associated with a 17-inch track. So it's strange that a hoaxer could not know what it was he was hoaxing. But again, it could simply be I kind of doubt it.
Say again. Oh, the echo. Yes. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Though I'm first to admit that it's an unscrupulous game to try to figure out what motivates people. However, from what I can tell, Freeman wasn't trying to get rich. He was on disability and never published any books or charged money. And he spent the last years of his life puttering around, looking for Bigfoot, which is a magnificent way to go into the great beyond if you were to ask me, which I know you didn't. Sometime in the 90s, Freeman sent some hairs he found on an alleged tree break to be examined by Ohio State University. The hairs turned out to be fibers, and the fibers were of a substance called Dynel, commonly used in wigs and faux fur, but other things too, like hats, carpets, and furniture. It's odd because if he were faking it, why would he send literal wig hair to a university? And there was no sighting associated with the findings of the fibers, so it's not like someone was out there in a costume making the break, though I suppose a hoaxer could have had residual fibers on him. But this is just one of the innumerable instances in Bigfootum that I just don't know what to make of. Though Dr. Meldrum asserts that Dynel is a common pollutant because of its inability to degrade, so it may simply be a common artifact to find. But that sounds a little strange to me, that a common artifact would be associated with a tree break. But if Freeman was pulling off these hoaxes, effectively tricking some very intelligent people, I can't imagine he'd be daft enough to submit wig hairs as evidence. I don't know. This fellow has been through the thick of it, as have all Bigfoot researchers. And no, the heat didn't come from skeptics, it came from the advocates, which is sad but necessary. I've heard people say he was a known hoaxer, and I can't find any indication of that other than people saying it, which is a constant frustration to me. I always cringe when people who allegedly knew him, or anybody in a similar situation, and someone says, yeah, my uncle was friends with him when we were kids, and he was always pulling pranks and joking around. First off, I doubt it. Second, isn't that kind of all young people? Or perhaps, shouldn't it be? But third, and the reason that I find most intriguing, I honestly think that you need something of an easygoing or humorous temperament to study this kind of thing at all. If you're rigid, easily frustrated, and intensely care about other people's opinion, and unable to laugh in the face of failure as well as your own, then you're probably not the kind of person who is particularly inclined to cast Bigfoot tracks. But that's just my observation, and that's important because in order to...
What's going on, Sarge? Good to see you. Yes, it is Bigfoot, sir. This doesn't help people believe it.
Hi, Sarge.
It doesn't, Peggy. I agree. But, yeah, I mean, you take from it whatever you want. You'll believe, and I believe this truly. Anybody will believe what they choose to believe. It's their right, and nobody can tell them otherwise. So that's how I feel about these things. Good to see you, Sarge. I hope you're having a good day, boss.
To prove the creature's existence, the people proving the beast are every bit as important as the beast itself. People say that Freeman made a deathbed confession. That never happened. At least, not in a way that I can find any evidence whatsoever, or even indication of. I've gotten pretty thick-skinned about Bigfoot criticisms.
Jeez.
One of the few out there that to this day makes me grumble.
Why would you do that?
August Patterson confessed that Patio was fake on his deathbed. It just didn't happen. And yet people assert...
I forgot the ending to this.
So consistently. It just didn't happen. And if it did, I would say it. But it didn't. and it drives me a little cuckoo for caca puffs. And then sometimes they'll say my friend told me he was there, and it's like, oh, okay, cool story, bro. Though I do have a confession to make of my own. I was all prepared to say that not much is known about Freeman, but I guess a book of his has been posthumously published less than a year ago, after I started this project. It has all the usual characters involved, so it should be exciting, and I definitely plan on reading it soon, but I may have to wait until Christmas. Another notion that I always find particularly aggravating from skeptical comments is about situations like when Dr. Meldrum found.
Actually, Hummingbird, yeah, I have some of that, and I have a notebook that I write everything in just for the Saturday stuff that we do. I have quite a few haunted places written down from where local around me, so if anybody's into the waiting for that, plenty to go with, Hummingbird, so you'll see that here soon, too. Miss Jody says, Bonnie, you're looking great.
Oh, thank you.
You guys are amazing. I love this community. Everybody is so very caring and just I love you guys. It's awesome to see that stuff. I love it.
Found the rest of the track.
I ate a peanut or a cookie with a peanut, and look what it did.
It took it out, huh?
Took my tooth out. And I'm too busy right now to make an appointment to get another one fitted in.
Yeah. I get it. I've had that happen too.
Disregard.
Oh, it doesn't bother me, Bonnie. I wouldn't even notice.
I would put a mask on if it bothered me.
No.
I am what I am.
That's what my saying's always been. I am what I am, and that's all that I am.
This is me.
Good old Popeye.
Yeah. Do-do-do-do.
Say things like, why didn't he just follow it? Eventually he'd come to it, or something to that effect. Though usually the verbiage is a bit more on the rude side. Well, 1, tracking is hard. If it was easy, tracking wouldn't have been such a valued profession. But 2, people have lives, which even I'll admit sounds like a sorry excuse. But think about it. How often do you have time to take an impromptu march through the mountains? And in some tamed rural regions, you can get away with that. But in places like the mountains of Washington state, haphazardly walking through the woods in February, especially off trail, is to be done with extreme risk. Extreme. All it takes is one wrong turn, or a second of disorientation, or weather to pick up, or a sprained ankle, God forbid, and your simple foray can become nightmarish faster than you could ever believe it. I don't know. People who have never tracked should be cautious when talking about tracking. Not to mention, what happens if you do catch up with your quarry? Do you think it'd be pleased to be followed? Again, I wish there was a photo recreation. But if this tree really is 16 feet tall, then this thing is quite large. And I don't think it's particularly human-shaped, to be honest with you. I like the case of Paul Freeman because the options are limited. Either this man is a genius and dedicated decades to fool a couple of very intelligent doctors, or perhaps these 2 doctors are not as intelligent as we'd imagine, or maybe their intelligence was hijacked by a sense of whimsy and fantasy, and therefore Freeman's con was not particularly sophisticated, it was just easily received. Or the obvious conclusion can be drawn. Maybe it was an old monster quest, or maybe it was something else, I can't recall exactly. But I remember seeing a program with Dr. Meldrum, and in what was perhaps the most candidly he's ever spoken, he said something along the lines of, "It's interesting how just about every qualified expert who sits down to look at the evidence leaves with an open mind at worst, or belief at best." That's kind of how I feel about it. Most people don't take the time, but if they did, they would give this subject a whole lot more thought. There are thousands of eyewitnesses, and a plethora of evidence that span too much time and distance to ignore. But the fossils aren't there, which should surprise no one, and the body isn't there, which personally I think says more about us than them. Anyway, like this video and make sure you're subscribed because that really helps me a lot.
Yeah, they never find any dead ones.
Never find anything dead. They've never found any bones. They've never found babies. Very rarely, I think it's been super rare that they found any what they call scat from these things. Every now and again they've claimed that that's what it is. I don't know what to think with this. I don't know what to think. Cap has had he's got interesting theories with this. We're gonna do a full show on this coming up on one of our
Oh,
Saturdays. You guys.
great. That'll be good.
Because he brought it up, it was interesting.
Oh,
You
it
must
is.
have these
It's
things for
fascinating.
Sarge made a statement here. He goes, "You must have large numbers of these things for any to exist." That's a good theory or a good point, Sarge. A good point. Definitely a good point, sir. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for us here for tonight. Mind of Monsters is gonna be live here in probably I think. Let me look for you guys before I tell you that. Because she might be doing a dinner
Help
thing
me
tonight.
make more of these.
Is what she told me. Hold on here.
You gonna portal us over?
I'm gonna try. Let me see if she's doing it. She might not be. She said she didn't know yet earlier, but
Ah,
if so, you
one of
guys will,
those nights.
yeah. She was supposed to be going possibly for like a birthday dinner. Let me see.
Oh, I see.
Hold on a minute here. It doesn't look like it. Okay. Maybe not tonight then. All right, guys. Well, Sarge, have a great show tonight. Sarge is going to be live for anybody that's interested in jumping over there. 9:00 he goes live Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to catch up with him soon. I'd like to join him here soon too. I haven't been able to get over there lately, but anybody that's interested, hold on one moment here.
Love you, Sarge.
Yes.
I watch a lot of your shows.
Oh, Sarge is great. I love him. There's his link right there. Anybody that wants to jump on over there, check it out. With the
I love his opinions.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So there is the link for Sarge right there, everybody. He'll be live around 9:00 for your Ass Hurts News Network. I love it. Anyway, and he always has some interesting topics, guys. So jump on over, tell him Dago sent you. Maybe I'll be able to pop in and see you guys too. It depends on what the boss lady has. Other than that, guys, thanks for joining me twice today. I appreciate you guys so very much. Bonnie, it has been absolutely amazing to have you up here. I really, really enjoyed it.
I did too, Dago. Thank you so much again. And
we will do this again soon.
Awesome. It was awesome.
I can't wait to do it again with you and get the rest of you guys.
Anytime. Better do it before my hair comes out.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I've been cutting it to get ready for because it was way down the center of my back.
Right.
And now it's about just past my shoulders.
I got
I cut it every time I wash it, and it's going to be easier to shave too. But it seems funny every day. I got a different hairdo.
Right. I understand, and I hope you're feeling okay and keep doing good.
I am, Dago. I'm fighting it, but I've also come to the realization it's going to take me over unless a miracle comes up. It's not a treatable cancer, really.
I understand. I know. I understand, and I am going. I hate to say this. This breaks my heart, but I will enjoy every moment that I can have with you, Bonnie, until I can't. That's a fact.
And me also. And we'll do this sing-song with Caden and
yes,
Brandy
that's coming up
and
soon.
you and all our meatballs.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
And it'd be awesome.
Absolutely. I can't wait. And then it'll be coming soon. I can promise you that.
Yeah, because I'm going to be pretty sick soon, eh?
I know.
So
I know.
I may not be able to talk too much, but I'll watch, of course.
Absolutely.
You'll know I'm in there. You see the little pink hands.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Bonnie. Please know every one of us, like Jody just said, we love you. We always are thinking of you, and you're always in all of our prayers. So just know you're
You're
in all of our hearts, Bonnie. You're in all of our hearts.
Thank you. I appreciate that big time.
Absolutely.
And I want people to think of some really good songs that some touched our heart, but maybe pick a few happy ones. We don't want to get too cryy.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I do agree. We'll have a good
Yeah.
time. We will have a good time for sure.
Oh, you always have a good time, Dago. I love you.
I try. I love you too. I really do try to give it guys the best thing I can when I do it. I promise you I do. I may not always be, but I try the best. That's a fact. So
Oh, you do awesome. And I just love Caden there filling in the music. He's got a good voice.
well, yeah. I'm very
But
proud.
he needs not to get shy and keep going. Sometimes he'll cut out. He seems like he gets a little shy.
He does.
He
Yeah.
just needs to go for it. I
He-
think he can nail some songs.
Oh, he does. He still gets that stage fright stuff. I had it too when I first
Yeah.
started music, and I said it just be sure. Everybody loves it. Be confident and just do what
Yeah.
you do. That's all you got to do.
You know, when you go off key for a minute, who cares?
Right.
But yeah, maybe do a few songs, you know, that he's kind of in, and then pick one of his songs that he can really sing.
Absolutely.
I'd love that. I'd
That
love
sounds-
that.
He would too. He would too. That sounds exactly like what we should do too. I'm looking forward to it. And it'll be coming up soon, guys. It's about that time again. He's been actually talking about it again. So yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I bet. He loves it.
Oh, he does. He absolutely does. Thank you, Phil. Leslie and Billy, congratulations on 10 months or 12 months. Happy Digiverse. I know it's been more than a year. I really appreciate you guys so very much for being here for so long. Much love to you both. Thank you for the super chat. God bless. That was so very generous of you. And Phil just posted this and said, this is to you, Bonnie, with all these hearts. That's for you from Phil.
Oh, thank you, Phil.
Absolutely.
Love you too. Thank you. And you get better too.
Yes. I hope you feel better, Phil. 100%. I really do.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I absolutely love and adore all of you. Bonnie, you as well. And and everybody. Cap, thank you for joining us. Bonnie, it's been a treat. And we're going to do this again very soon because I really enjoyed this. And hopefully more will join.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love
so you
it.
guys, if I don't see you guys anywhere else tonight, I hope you have an amazingly wonderful night. And then if I do, I will see you guys tomorrow morning for the morning show. And we'll start the day off right. That's together. Much love, everyone. Bonnie, you as well. And I will see you guys soon. Have a great one, folks. Bye-bye.
Right. I'll be at the hospital tomorrow, but maybe in the afternoon.
That sounds great.
No, later on than that. I'm there for long tomorrow.
That's fine.
But
That
I
is-
sure will be here when again.
Yes, ma'am. And I appreciate you so much. We'll see you soon.
Yeah. Love ya.
Love you too. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a great night.
Bye.
It was on the screen, typing at the speed of light, hunting down the shadows, bringing wrongs to right, digging deep in the data facts, sharp as a knife. With every single story, he's fighting for a life. A voice for the voiceless, he won't stay quiet. Daniel's got the fire igniting the fight. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every victim story, he pulls at the strings. A hero in the darkness, hear the truth he brings. Through the shadows he rises, streaming loud and clear, cracking cases, open hearts filled with fear. His channels a beacon in a world gone wrong. He guides us through the chaos, a soldier so strong. The flicks and the lights, they follow his lead. With every new case, he plants a new seed, sharing their stories, giving hope where it fades. Daniel's a warrior through the trials he waves. In a world of silence, he shouts out their names. Daniel's got the fire igniting the fight. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every victim story, he pulls at the strings. A hero in the darkness, hear the truth he brings. From the shadows he rises, streaming loud and clear. True crime revelation shining through